All right, welcome to another episode of 35 All Grip. Today's guest, David Rudgers. Rudgers. Oops, I'm already messing up. And I also have a co-host with me today, Will Royce. How you doing, Will?
Hello, I'm glad to be here.
Glad to have you. This is gonna be awesome. Never ran 3 wide on the table, so this is a first.
First threesome.
So yeah, first threesome ever on 35 All Grip.
First time.
Yeah, it's my first time, so
I
don't know if
remember
it's
my
yours.
first time.
But I got a short intro for David, if you might not know who he is. So here we go. You know, I've said this before on here, but David's an absolute legend. He's got some serious chops in the streets and can be put in the skate everything category with the best of them. David's been a team rider for Landyachtz and Calibur. He's been in magazine ads back when they existed and has even been featured on a tech deck longboard. Just to rattle off a couple accolades, you know.
Tech decks.
So, getting her started, let's just recap our weekend. How's Asheville been since you got here, man?
Asheville's sick. Last time I was here, I only stayed for like the night. Basically, didn't really get to do shit. And this time, got to stay for 2.5 extra days. So, making the most of that. Tej and Carrie are letting me stay at their house. So, thank you to them. What did we do yesterday? What was yesterday?
Saturday.
Oh yeah, the river spot.
Oh yeah, we went to Highway 9.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Chilled there for like hours, and then you guys took me to Elk.
Yep.
That was fucking sick.
Got some Elkies in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't get to skate hills that often anymore, so that was like special, really special.
Well, let's talk about why you're here in the first place. What did we do Friday night?
Friday night.
Emo night.
Will was late.
Yeah, Will was a little late.
Yeah, I made it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just here because I work for the Emo Night tour. We do shows all over the entire country every single weekend. And this just happened to be the second time we did the Orange Peel. And my tour manager bosses, they put me on the show again. There's like 20 of us that kind of like work these shows, and we all kind of get divvied out to different shows. And I think probably because of all of you guys living here, they're like, oh, let's put Dave on that show again. So that's why I took the opportunity to stay the extra 2 days. I like literally asked my tour manager, like, hey, can you fly me out later? So here we are.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That shit was fun.
It is fun. For just a DJ show, it's pretty fucking fun.
We were moshing. Will, were you in the pit?
No, I didn't. I got there way after that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, some moshing and Panic at the Disco. I'm kind of banged up right now, honestly. Kind of took a spill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got like tabletopped by
That's
someone,
good.
but
Yeah. Hunter, the main DJ, he can get the crowd going like really well.
Dude, so. I was going, buddy.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. So.
Well.
Yeah.
We got a lot to get into, so I got a little guest call-in. Wasn't quite a question, but a call-in from Billy Bones. I think that'll kind of get us going down an avenue and get some convo started. Right. So here it goes.
I first met David when he was in high school, hanging out at Rip City Skate Shop. Why there was this street skate rack kid hanging out at a kooky longboard shop, I don't know. But he really just became a solid member of the community. He learned all about downhill skating and took it and ran with it. Now I think he's probably one of the most well-rounded skaters I know. So, yeah, shout out to David, man. It's really cool to see all he's done and everything he's going to do. Fingerbang's a man.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you, Billy.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what was your first time meeting all the longboarders in Portland?
Oh, the longboarders. Yeah, actually, I got sponsored by Rip City Skate
Or how long did you skate before that? Before you longboarded?
like 10 years. Maybe. Okay, let me think about that. I started skateboarding in 2004. Street skating. I met, wow, okay, my time frame's way off. So I feel like I met JP, the owner of Rip City Skate, JP Rowan, in 2008, maybe early 2009. And my buddy Devin, who I was skateboarding with a lot, he was like trying to get us sponsored. Like that was his goal. He's like, dude, we're gonna get sponsored. And that was a period of time where I was like really good at street skating. Like I could switch flip down a 7-stair. I could do switch tricks down a lot of things. I could skate round bars, flat bars. Like I could do a lot of stuff, manual tricks. Actually won some skate competitions. I got first place in one. I got third place in a couple. Like head to head with like this kid Austin Thongbagong. I don't remember how to say his last name, but he skates for Foundation and like Thunder and shit now. And I was like skating in competitions with him and placing on the podium. So JP was just like, sure, I'll sponsor you street guys. And like when you walked into the original version of Rip City Skate, like he didn't really have street skateboards in there. He had like a couple bacon boards. You remember bacon skateboards? What else? Cold War skateboards. They were based out of Portland. Just like nothing but local Portland brands on the wall. And then like the biggest case of like cruiser wheels, right? Because I didn't know anything yet. I was just like, wow, look at all these cruiser wheels. They're all shaped funny and they're really big. And then they had like longboards everywhere. But yeah, through that, I met Casey Morrow.
Meth legs.
Team captain, SKape Bus captain. And I found out he street skated, but he was a longboarder. And I just thought it was the weirdest fucking thing. And then I don't remember how I started skating with him, but just like, yes, being around the shop, I like heard like the older guys like Billy and Casey and everyone were like, yeah, we're going to go skate this Jersey barrier spot or something. And I was like, oh, can I go? I think that's how we all kind of started skating. And then JP, like 2 months after I met all those guys, I didn't like no longboarding, none of that yet. JP offered to take me and this other kid, Alex, that also rode to the shop, to Calibur Downhill.
Oh, wow. You went to Calibur before you longboarded?
I went to the very first one, the very first Calibur, and I knew no one, and I literally met like all of downhill skateboarding in like one evening. I met Louis and James and Mercado and Patrick Switzer, like anyone that was anything in downhill at that time. They were all there for Calibur Downhill. And like watching that stuff, if you're a street skater and you see like real professional longboarding for the first time, even back in the day when it was like, what, 2009, 2010, that shit was just like, what? Like watching people barrel down that weird, fucked up chicane corner, like for the race, that was like probably the best part. And then I was like, I think I need to do this. I think I need to do this too. So
yeah, Calibur is the race that they had the ramp in the middle.
I was gonna say, yeah,
yes.
Is there a ramp that you could just get owned on?
Yeah,
just get wrecked.
That was I don't know if it was the second year. It was probably the third year of Calibur when they put the ramp in. So,
did they do the sidewalk showdown the first year?
No,
it was just the race on that road.
It was a push race, which I did, and it sucked. I was like, "What's a push race?" And they're like, "Oh, you just push." I'm like, okay, cool. Fuck that. That was awful. I did it on a street board with little soft wheels.
Oh my gosh.
And it was like around like the Puget Sound or something. It was like, I don't know, 12 miles. something like that. It was fucked up. 7 or 12 miles, I don't know, somewhere in between there. Whatever it was, it sucked. They probably did a slalom race, and then it was just the big downhill race. And it, like, did so well for the little town the first time that they, like, asked Judy, the gal that, like, put it all on, she, like, grew up there. And so her son, Addison, was one of the downhill guys in Portland, and that's kind of, like, how that started. So it was, like, such a big thing for their economy that it, like, every summer the Cathlamet Downhill was like, all right, here we go. Here's all our money for the year.
You didn't compete in the race that year, did you?
No, I didn't compete in the race, I think, until the next year.
Okay.
Yeah. By the next time, I already knew how to, like, get down the hill.
No
at least.
kidding.
And not die.
So that started the spark.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so did you go back and you were like, I want to get a longboard? Do you remember your first longboard?
I do. It was a Comet. Low-key, top mount, flush mounted, with Randalls and green Big Zigs that I got from a free box that Billy left out at, like, a race. So, yeah, that was my first longboard. And shout out to this guy, Reese Speakman, who a handful of OGs might know or remember, but he got all that stuff off of Silverfish for me. So, yeah.
Bad fucking ass, dude.
Did you ever go on Silverfish?
Hell no. Not even once. No. Never did Silverfish.
All right, so let's see. That's awesome. You were at Cathlamet.
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 Cathlamet, goddammit.
My Midwest accent is just totally messing up today already. What about Zub Bomb?
Zub Bomb.
When were you tapping into that?
Explain to the people what Zub Bomb is.
Okay, Zub Bomb is like, I don't think it's a staple anymore in Portland. I think those kids out there are doing other shit, but back in the day, Zub Bomb was like the run. It's what you did when you I started Zub Bombing when I was a street skater. Like, that shit echoes like far and wide for like bikes, skateboards, everything. And what it is, it's called Zub Bomb because you take a train from downtown. It's called Goose Hollow. Like, that's the max stop. You take the train, like a light rail train, right, through a fucking tunnel that takes you up to the top of the hill. And that light rail stop at the top of the hill is the Portland Zoo. And it's like take an elevator up and you pop out, and the zoo's to your left. And if you just walk up a little bit to your right, it takes you to Fairview. And it's just this little like T intersection, and that's where you just go down the hill, and that's Zub Bomb. And you just like lap that over and over and over again. And there's like 7 different ways that you can do like Zub Bomb specifically. It's fast, it's slow, and it's fast. And there's like, depending on which way you go, like if you take the Mad Max route, it's like a mixture of fast and then like the shittiest pavement you've ever skated in your life. But then it pops out to like just really steep free ride, basically, where you can just power slide the whole way down, because you have to power slide or else you just like die in someone's driveway. And then you pop out and then you're on Zub Bomb again, and then you can decide, like, pick your own adventure. You like go left and finish out Zub Bomb, or you go to the right and do like a different route that we called Heaven Bumps, because it literally had like these giant like speed bumps that were so big that it almost like made your stomach like whoo, like that feeling when you're in a car sometimes.
A little tingly.
Mm-hmm. A little tingles.
Maybe a little tingle in your downstairs, maybe.
And then when you got to the bottom of Zub Bomb, then you had switchbacks, which was like the most like textbook perfect switchbacks, just 3 of them. And they were like perfect pavement. They were really slow. You could learn everything on them. And then you just kept on going down the sidewalk, and then you were at the train. And that was it. That was Zub Bomb. It was so easy to do.
How long of a run is that?
It's like 3.5 miles.
Okay.
3.3, 3.5.
Well, you've hit Zub Bomb.
Yeah, I used to live in Portland
Yeah.
for a little bit. Definitely had my fair share of Zub Bomb. And you can also skate Zub Bomb at night.
Yes. Okay, so this is the best part. This shit's nutty. I don't even think it's not like this anymore, but like there's a BBC documentary about it. There's a statue in downtown Portland for Zub Bomb with all the bikes locked up and everything. So Portland has like the most incredible bike scene I've probably ever seen personally. Maybe there's others that are like just as good, but this one's like nothing can match Portland's bike scene as far as the fixie guys and the road bikes and the freak bikes, like the tall bikes and the mini bikes and everything. And so
And the people with the giant speakers.
yeah. Sunday night Zub Bomb, that was like the premier like event of Zub Bomb, and it was hosted by these like hipster ass bike people, fucking gauges and giant piercings in their nose, and they look like kind of scary people, but they're actually like the coolest people ever. And at night at like 10 o'clock, no, it was like 9 o'clock, you'd show up at this little like field just off the side of the road, and on like back in the day, dude, there would be like hundreds of bikes, hundreds of people. Everyone's smoking and drinking, pre-gaming, whatever. And then near 10 p.m., everyone starts to like kind of wander like to the road, Fairview, where you like start Zub Bomb. And everyone just like lines up, and there's flashing bike lights everywhere, music, everyone's talking, and a handful of skateboarders would line up too. And then basically someone would give the speech, just kind of like being at like a show or something, like, hey, if someone falls down, what do you do? Like, pick them up, like pass on your right, whatever, you know, going through like basic just safety shit. Like this guy's just like screaming it at the top of his lungs. And then also there's every bike imaginable, like gravity bikes, mini bikes, tall bikes,
Blind
regular
bomber.
bikes. The blind bomber. This blind guy would sit backwards on a bike tandem, and the other guy would ride down the hill for him. And basically, like at 10 p.m. on the dot, you everyone just chants 3, 2, 1, Zub Bomb, and then like 100 people go down the hill all at the same time.
And you're like intertwined on boards with the bikes?
Yeah, totally.
Oh my god.
Totally.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's, you know, I could explain it. I could take an hour explaining
You
the
draft
details,
like,
but
15 bicycles in a row.
yeah. Yeah, and there's lights everywhere. Everyone's hooting and hollering. It's just, it's beautiful. It's amazing. It was so cool.
I need Zub Bomb.
Yeah, Zub Bomb's amazing. So, like I said, I haven't lived in Portland for a long time. I don't know if it's still like that, but that's back in the day. That was every Sunday night for me for like years.
All right, we're going to take a quick moment to acknowledge 35 All Grip's newest supporter, S1 Helmets. Now, if you've been in the downhill game for any amount of time, you already know that S1 helmets are the best helmet in the game. Currently rocking the S1 Lifer, and I even run the S1 Foam in my full face helmet too, just because they are the best. They keep you protected, and they look badass. So, in lieu of this, we are doing a giveaway in partnership with S1. And if you want to enter the giveaway to win any helmet of your choice off of the S1 website, all you got to do is subscribe to 35 All Grip's Patreon. And if you're already a Patreon subscriber, guess what? You're already entered. So subscriptions go as low as $3, about as much as a beer from the bar to enter. And yeah, you can win any helmet of your choice. All right, back to the episode.
David just informed me they repaved switchbacks, and if anyone's listening close to Portland, switchbacks is now paved again after like 6 years or more. 8 years,
Maybe
10
6 years, something.
Yeah.
I think it's still gated right now, but it's going to be ungated very soon from my insider knowledge over there.
This is good intel. Good intel, you know.
Yeah.
Because Zub Bomb was dead for like however long.
Yeah. I skated Zub Bomb in July, and I'm not going to lie, the pavement's pretty fucked now. In some places it's still fine. Other places it's just like fucking sucks compared to what it was. So maybe one day if they repave it, it'll be great again. Also, there was just like I guess I was skating it on the weekend. Like back in the day, I didn't give a shit either way. I'd skate Zub Bomb any time of the day or whatever. But skating it back in July on like a mid-Saturday or something, like everyone's going to the zoo and there's these little playgrounds down there. It was pretty busy, a little hesh, but still fun. Good memories.
Sounds fucking sick. Yeah, man. Well, love it. I might steer us down another avenue here. You know, we've been calling you Fingerbang. And we got a guest question from none other than Casey Morrow.
Casey.
Yeah.
Aw.
Here we go.
All right.
Okay, stuff to talk about with Fingerbang. Talk about his origin of his nickname Fingerbang and how it happened on a SKape Bus trip where we were at Zach Madham's warehouse, the Venom ramp.
Was that it?
Yeah, that was it. Sorry, he had
Okay.
he had like a 3-minute message that was well appreciated. But, that was the part I wanted to.
He told the whole story.
Yeah, he told
the
the story. I was like, well, we'll have David tell the story.
Okay. Yeah, that was. I don't even think I was sponsored by anyone yet. I think
Was it your first SKape Bus
I
trip?
think it was the first SKape Bus trip. My first trip ever skateboarding.
How many SKape Bus trips have you been on? You're the world record holder? Most SKape Bus
Probably.
trips?
The only other person I could think of that maybe has me beat, not counting Pat or Casey, is maybe you or Tisson.
Oh, definitely not me.
No?
I missed like the first 3 or 4.
You've been on a lot of them though, right?
At least like 5, yes.
Okay, well, maybe Tisson. I don't know. First SKape Bus trip, first skate trip ever, like longboarding, all that stuff.
How
Wait.
many years after your first Cathlamet is this?
2
2 years.
2 years.
Okay,
if I
so
had
in a
to guess.
span of 2 years, you're going from not even longboarding to like you're on a
Like,
full
I'm
fledged.
fucking in it.
You're
I'm
fucking
in it
in,
now.
dude.
Hungry.
And how old were you?
Fuck, I don't know. 17?
Oh man.
16 or 17? I feel like I was 16. That sounds right. I could be wrong. I don't know. That's in the ballpark though. Young as fuck. And what were we talking about? Breaking my fingers.
Fingerbang.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Fingerbang origin story.
Yes, not SKape Bus. Fingerbang. Okay. Yeah, it was Buffalo Bill, the year the helicopter crashed. Saw that shit. I was like 20 feet away from it.
Oh, we're coming back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're at Zach's warehouse the night before that happened, actually. And I was definitely still street skating, like a lot, back in the day, keeping up on my skills. And he has like this mini ramp that was really steep, really like honestly not the easiest thing to skate.
Zach Madham's mini ramp.
Yes.
At his
Yeah.
warehouse.
At his warehouse, yeah. And he had like a upper loft, and someone was like acid drop off of it, or I think Zach was just like putting it out there, like, hey, if anyone can acid drop off this, something will happen, like do something cool. I don't know, something like that. There was some reason behind it, and I was like, I guess I'll try it. Or maybe Casey was like, hey, you should try it. And so I like sized it up for a little while, and then I just started trying it, just hopping in and just putting my feet on the board, just seeing what would happen. And I think I tried it like 3 times and actually got my feet on the board and landed and like slipped out 3 times. And I was like, okay, I think it could happen. But I was like really over it already because it was a big drop. I mean, it was a 2nd story loft, like had to have been like
Into a ramp?
into a ramp, 4-foot mini, and it was probably like a 10-foot tall 2nd loft or so.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty considerable drop.
Big enough, yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, you know, do it one more time. And I was like, I don't really want to. And like, fuck it, you know, all right, I'll do it one more time. Just one more time. And all I remember is like, I remember squaring it up really nicely, like mid-air, like, yes. And then black. And I get up and I look down and my fingers, both of these fingers, the middle two, one of them is just completely sideways, like to the left, and the other one's to the right. Just completely 90-degree angle. And I remember all I did was I just grabbed my fingers and just pulled up on them, like immediately, didn't even think about it. I just pulled them up and cracked them back into place. They're still crooked and fucked up. It hurt. Not so bad in that moment, actually. It felt more awkward than anything. Just kind of like I imagine, like how awkward it might feel to like dislocate the bone or something. But then like 10 minutes later, after all the like adrenaline went away, it was like the worst headache you've ever had in your life, but like in your hand. Just like throbbing, pulsing pain. It was awful. It was really bad.
How'd you get the nickname? Who minted that nickname?
I believe. Oh, I want to say one more thing really quick. Shout out to Max Caps from that night, because after I did that, he smoked me out. So like, thanks, dude. I think that was the first time I actually like met him for real.
Who else was there? Was James there?
Everyone was there. I don't know if James was there, but most everyone was there. There's video of it on Casey's PDX YouTube account, something.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
you can find it. You can find it.
We're putting that clip in.
Yeah, I'll have to dig that up. And
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on the SKape Bus YouTube.
okay.
Yeah, there's footage of like Alicia and someone else like boxing, knocking the shit out of each other. There's good footage there.
Oh yeah, we'll be clipping that in.
Yeah.
We'll be clipping that in.
And then as far as who gave me the name, if I'm remembering this correct, I really think it was. I think it came from the mind of Zach Madem, Max Dubler, and Kyle. Landyachtz Kyle. Martin, yes. Oh my God. Sorry, Kyle. Yeah, I think Kyle Martin said it first. And then
Fingerbang.
yeah, seriously. And then Zach was like completely on board. And then Dubler, he had to have been a part of it. So they said it. And then it just kind of like stuck around for that trip, I didn't think it'd stick around forever, but definitely on that trip, it was just like, yeah, Fingerbang, woo. And I was like, dude, I'm 16, yeah. And then what solidified it for real was, I think, like 2 or 3 weeks later, like after that whole trip, a lot of the guys in Portland skated for Gullwing, and Marcado was like sending boxes out to like the Portland crew. And there was one set of trucks in there, and on the bottom of them it said Fingerbang. And that's when it was like, all right, I guess. It wasn't even me that was like, okay, this is it. It's fucking, it's like in concrete now. Everyone else was just like, oh yeah, that's you. There's no escaping it now.
Yeah, it became something you cannot control.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing origin story.
Yeah, I remember telling everyone when you went to Puerto Rico with us, everyone was like, what's his name? Fingerbang. What?
What? That's what it always is. What? Yeah. Weird one.
And
It's not the worst one. I feel like there's some worse nicknames out there, but
It's great because it doesn't have anything to do with finger banging.
yeah,
no, it really doesn't.
it's not the kind of fingerbang you want.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, the bad one. The bad kind.
Cool. So you're out there for Buffalo Bill. Were you? Did you race? Are you competing?
What did I do? I got the free ride. That's for sure. I feel like I either just like barged runs, just like, yeah. I got the wristband somehow and just like was skating runs. I know I didn't. It was so long ago. I have the lanyard from it. I must have paid for it. That whole trip I paid for completely myself. It was like the time period of Buffalo Bill and Ditch Slap was always like a week after my birthday. So it kind of worked out. I got all this like birthday money in and all that kind of shit. So I was like paid for skate trips and things doing it that way. So I'm pretty sure I paid for Buffalo Bill. I know I sold a set of monkeys. Remember those trucks?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I kind of wish I still had them, honestly. But I sold them and I paid for.
I have a set. You can have them.
You do? Are they the gold wing ones? Sold the monkeys and paid the SKape Bus gas money with that. And then my mom, thank you, Mom, paid my entry fee for Ditch Lap.
Shout out, Mom.
Yeah. So I didn't think she'd fucking do it. I just like randomly like, hey, Mom, will you pay for this thing for me that's in Albuquerque, New Mexico? I have a ride out there. She's like, sure.
Was Buffalo Bill in Ditch Slap? Is that?
There used to be like a circuit you could do, like you could do at one point. Couldn't you do? Did Mariel start it? What was before Ditch Slap back in the day? Or no, we just went to like all those parks.
Yeah.
You could go. The bus went from Portland and made like a huge circle, but yeah, it would do Ditch Slap and then Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, it was Buffalo Bill, Ditch Slap. That year I went was the Atomic Bomb. The only time
That's right.
the only time they ever did that race. Was at like 9,800 feet elevation and like giant tar snakes across the road and like 60 miles an hour or something. It was fucked up.
In New Mexico.
Yes. Where they made the atomic bomb. What's that town? Los Alamos? Something like that?
Los Alamos.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. All the like.
some history behind this.
Yeah. They're, like all the hotels there were like old like science laboratories where they like developed that shit.
Wow.
It's kind of weird. Spooky.
That's a little spooky. Cool. So so you pull up to Buffalo Bill. You get totally finger banged, and then
Yeah. Got a whole day of skating Buffalo Bill. That road's amazing, especially when it's closed.
With the finger bangs fingers?
No, the first day I got to skate, no injuries or anything.
And then you're staying at Zach's house.
Yeah, and then the day after, which was the race day, which is also the day the helicopter crashed, I had my broken fingers all loaded up. And I still skated that day.
what's up with this helicopter? Like,
The fucking
is the
helicopter.
pilot okay? Like, what?
Yeah, the guy was fine. So, from what I understand, what happened, the helicopter that the guy was flying, and he was a student pilot, by the way. He wasn't like a fully certified, like licensed pilot yet, but the guy on the passenger seat like was his coach, and so I feel like I remember that helicopter he was in wasn't meant to be stationary. Like, I guess there's helicopters that just like always have to be moving, and he they were filming the event, and so he like tried to get close to the hill and like stop so the guy could get photos, and the like draft just like pulled him in, and that's like when Stryker's infamous "if we're lucky we might see it crash," and then like I remember seeing it like chopping the tops off of the trees, and I was like, holy shit, that's not normal. And then it just got closer and closer and closer, and then it totally just fucking plowed on the side of the hill, and the blades exploded, and there's fucking little shrapnel like plastic pieces flying all over the place.
During a race heat or something? Probably.
During it was either a practice heat or a race heat. There were people skating down the road like when it happened. And the SKape bus was parked like right underneath like where it went into the hillside, probably like 25 feet down. And like I just remember I was next to the SKape bus, and I remember seeing it all happen, like stuck in like the moment, and then realizing I'm like, oh fuck, I should probably run. And then I booked it the opposite way, and I was like on one of the hairpin corners, and I just like leaped right over the guardrail, like and down into a pile of rocks on the side of the road.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was fucked up. It was like super tame, honestly. Like
For a helicopter
really,
crash, could have been worse, I guess, eh?
yeah, really horrifying experience in the moment. But when you like, I remember like climbing back up the rocks and looking over the edge, and I was like, oh, everything's fine. Except for the gasoline leaking down the windshield right now.
Yeah, the Stryker announcing it, that's like so iconic.
Yeah.
I hit up Stryker trying to get him to send in a voice thing for the podcast, and he was like, dude, I've broken so many helmets. You gotta remind me who Fingerbang is. He couldn't remember who you were. I was like, Jesus, Striker. Like, you absolutely know who this person is.
Oh my gosh. Shout out Stryker. What a fucking legend.
Yeah, we should bring him to announce. Like, they should bring him to Puerto Rico to announce.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
they should.
Yeah, he's like maybe best announcer all time. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the man for the job. So, all right, SKape Bus. You're heading to Ditch Slap
Did slap.
from Colorado.
Yeah.
What was what was that like?
SKape Bus. SKape Bus life. Not for everyone. Yeah, SKape Bus will break you if you're not ready for it. Yeah, we drove from Portland.
Was Will on this bus with you this year? Not
No.
that year? Okay.
No. Will comes in the picture a little later. Where we think you're at like 3 years later, something like that. Man, what was the bus like? It was pretty cool. Like, you know, if you're just like any crusty skateboarder, like you'll do just fine on the bus.
The funnel.
The funnel, that didn't come until later. We didn't even have the funnel in the beginning. We drilled a hole in the ground and literally like got like surgical tubing and then put a funnel on the end so you could take a piss in the bus.
Badass.
You'd be driving down the road and the bus would just be peeing. Like behind the cars. Like the cars behind you.
Yeah, and we used to have a small funnel, so you have to cut it off sometimes because it'd fill up and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hit a bump. Whoa. And then we got a bigger funnel and that stopped happening. But yeah, SKape Bus life. We had like bunks in there. There was 2 bunks. Maybe 3 bunks, and then like a stash spot for like all your boards and stuff in the front. Lots of seats. There's like 15 seats in the back. It was like, honestly, it was pretty cozy for what it was.
It was an airport shuttle bus.
Yeah, it was an old airport shuttle bus. We had a fridge in there the first couple years. It was pretty built out. Like it was Casey registered it as an RV too, so we could drink in it.
Oh, power move.
yeah.
Move.
Yeah, it was sick.
No drinking on that first trip. Way too young.
Yeah, no drinking on that first trip. Way too young. Yeah. Gosh, SKape Bus. Yeah, and Casey was like the best because he would take us on hikes. Sometimes a little too gnarly. Like, didn't expect how gnarly it would be. And
Oh, yeah. He said to bring up the time where they carried you up the slot canyon because you were broken. They carried you in like a chair.
Did they carry me?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Dude, I remember
And they
that.
piggybacked you.
Yeah, what happened?
They said they were going on a hike and they were going to leave you at the bottom, like in the bus by yourself. And they didn't want to do that. So they had so many people with them. There was like 3 or 4 cars plus the SKape Bus. And so they had so many people that just piggybacked you up the canyon and they carried you on the chair
Was that me?
to the spot. Yeah.
Fuck, I vaguely remember that. I think I must have rolled an ankle or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Maybe rolled a little too many PBRs back or something too.
Maybe. But yeah, Casey was like the best at making like a tour, you know, like he was like the tour manager and he would get us to all the skate spots. I've skated so many skate parks across this country because of him. So many hikes, like a lot of hikes that most people probably would like never do in their life because Casey is fucking insane. And it's just like, yeah, I found this slot canyon that's like behind this neighborhood in Salt Lake City. And like literally drive into a neighborhood, and then there's just this tiny little like alleyway behind someone's house, and you like bushwhack a little bit, and then it just pops out into this like 2-hour-long slot canyon hike. It's like, yeah, I don't know if anyone's been here in 2 years, but I found it on the maps. So
Hell yeah.
like, all right, Casey. Yeah. Yeah, SKape Bus is dirty. You definitely you build your immune system on there very well. I didn't get sick for years, probably because of that bus. Like everything else was just so clean compared to that bus.
So, was Landyachtz your first sponsor?
Calibur was my first sponsor.
Calibur. Mercado?
No. Brandon.
Oh, that's right. Mercado was going. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I think Mercado was slightly
Mercado
involved.
was gunmetal
Yeah.
before they split.
Yeah, I think there was some drama between Calibur Gunmetal, which is why they looked almost exactly the same, except for the base plate had that dorky little. The Gunmetal had that bulge piece that came out on the base plate. They're the same trucks. That's besides the point. Yeah. Anyways,
So how long were you skating before you got sponsored by Calibur? What year was it?
2010.
Damn.
Yeah, in the beginning. Yeah, it had to have been 2010 because Calibur started. I remember Rip City Skate was one of the first shops to get them in, and it was like Christmas time or something. My aunt bought me a set because I guess she somehow found out I wanted some. Because like to me, when I looked at Caliburs, they looked like Independents, which is what I skated forever. That's just like in the case, it was just like, oh, that's like, it looks like an Independent truck, but like for longboards, right? The finish and everything about it, the bushings I think were the same. Oh no, the bushings were red, not yellow, but whatever. They looked sick. I was like, dude, this is fucking awesome. I want these. And yeah, I like got them for Christmas, and then literally 2 weeks later, and I think that was in 2009 when I got them for Christmas. And then in like February of 2010, Brandon, who was like the brand owner, hit up JP at Rip City Skate, and he was like, we need flow riders, or we have a team, but we need flow riders in like a couple different regions. And JP got him, gave him my name and Alicia's name. And so Alicia and I both got on flow for Calibur.
Wow.
And yeah, pretty sure that was 2010. It had to have been. It was like right when they started. So
Was that after the helicopter crash?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, that had already happened. So
What was your first race?
first race
Mm-hmm.
that I actually did?
Yeah, that you raced in. Was it Cathlamet?
No. I think it was a Zub Bomb race.
What was your first official race? Do you ever wear leathers in race?
I never had leathers. I had a really shitty pair of leathers. First actual race. Dude, I don't even know. That's so long ago.
Cathlamet.
Cathlamet. Zub Bomb. Well, I guess Zub Bomb's not like legit. But yeah, sanctioned race. Probably Cathlamet. It might have just been Buffalo Bill the next year. Like first, like big legit race. Maybe Maryhill Festival of Speed.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds more right.
Wait, could you race Maryhill without leathers, though?
No. I had like shitty motorcycle leathers that looked like garbage that didn't fit me, that kind of thing.
Where'd you get them from?
From JP. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't you wish there were still downhill skateboarding magazines? Well, guess what? There is one. It's called Obsidian Magazine. Issue number 3 is ready for pre-order today. It features the North Carolina downhill scene and beyond. If you're interested, which if you're listening to this podcast, you probably are, you can visit obsidian-zine.com to pre-order yours today. Again, that is obsidian-zine.com.
Yeah, though there was one time ever I wore NJKs, and it wasn't for a race. And I don't even know how many people know this happened, but Landyachtz did a thing that the South Korean government was funding. That's the one that's not fucked up, right? South Korea?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were trying to make like a board sports movie. I think it was called like All Boards or All on Board, something like that. And so they filmed like snowboarding, skateboarding, surfing, and then downhill, and both forms of downhill. They did like mountain bombing downhill and like free riding downhill. And they contacted Landyachtz to film that portion of the video for their like documentary, and they rented Tuna for us. They closed Tuna down.
I've never heard about this.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'll
What?
give you pictures of that. full 100% like Hollywood movie experience. Like we rolled up to this like big mansion and there was like catered food and like giant film crews, and they had like this big like Subaru with like they call it the Russian arm, like the big crane camera with the like red camera on the end and everything. Like a motorcycle that had like cameras front and back and everything. And so they required us to have leathers on that were all like different colors. Billy was there for that. Nick Brenton, Tim, who worked at the Landyachtz factory. I was there. Someone else. So I borrowed Justin Ortiz. I borrowed his leathers because they actually fit me like really well. Like I said, I'll give you the picture because like they looked really good on me. I was like, damn, I wish I had these. But it was so fucked up, dude. We skated Tuna in leathers like 12 times, top to bottom,
In one day?
in one day.
Oh,
They drove.
you
us
just
back
drove
up.
right back up.
Yeah, because it was closed.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is this footage somewhere? Did anything happen?
So I'm sure it is somewhere. It'll probably be really hard to find. It'll be hard to find. What happened is that the documentary did not happen, and they ended up selling all the footage to LG, the like electronic company. And I remember, I think it was Jared Henry. Do you remember that guy? He used to skate
Yeah.
for
Oh yeah.
yeah. He sent me a picture on Instagram one day. He was at Best Buy and took a picture of like all the screens, and it was that footage that we filmed on those fucking LG TVs. So I think that's what they did with it. They sold it to LG and they just used it on like their like the demo ads that they play in the background.
Put that one on the resume.
Yeah.
That's legit.
So if anyone could find that footage somewhere, somehow, it's sick footage. I never saw a lick of the footage. Like, we never saw it. They had, like, drone footage, follow cam footage, motorcycle. Like, they got, like, really good footage.
Drone footage in what year, probably? This is a while ago.
So it was when I lived at Skate House, so it had to have been 2013.
Way before drones were popular.
And it was, like, the big one. It took, like, two guys. They, like, lifted it up, and when they turned it on, they, like, the drone itself, like, kind of lifted them off the ground.
Oh my god.
Sick.
Yeah, and they just like sent it. So like Tuna Canyon, right? It just like follows the wall there, and then just flew the drone like perpendicular to the road and just like filmed us go all the way down. It was pretty sick.
Maybe I can dig up some of that footage.
Yeah.
I mean, well, let's talk about Skate House then.
Oh no.
we're-
So how long after you got sponsored by Calibur did Landyachtz next?
2011.
2011.
Mm-hmm.
So
Boom,
you were
boom.
on Calibur for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Did you work in any magazine ads or any footage, or how did that go? Did they help you get sponsored by Landyachtz, or
No, it
got
was
you
really. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot about this. I was on Flow for Arbor
oh wow,
before Landyachtz. I got on Calibur 2010, and then at some point, I think it was like around Mirror Hill Festival of Speed in that year. Which when did it happen? Like June or something of every year, spring, early summer. I just was talking with Max Myers a bunch. He came to Portland and he skated with us that day, and I showed him with a couple other people like all the Zub Bomb runs, and he was just like,
and Max Myers was the dude for Landyachtz.
no, he was Arbor.
Oh, Arbor, that's right, Max.
Yeah, yeah.
Max.
Yeah, and then they just started giving me boards, and he was like, "It's just Flow for now, but if you want them, you can take them." And Cody Noble was like my favorite downhill guy in the whole scene for obvious reasons. Dude, you can street skate too, really well. And so Cody was like, the first couple times I got to skate with Cody out at like Ditch Slap, it was just, I don't know, that connection made sense, like going with Arbor, but it was just Flow. And then Max was like, okay, we almost have the team ready. Like, we can almost do like a real like Arbor team. Just want to let you know so that when I give you the call that like you're ready for that. I'm like, cool, awesome, sounds good. And I was skating with Billy all the time, every day. Every day after school, I was skating with Billy. And I think it was, I don't know, something like that. He was talking with Nick Breton and Guff and all those guys about getting me on the team. And they called me like a week before Max Myers got to me. And I said yes to Landyachtz. And I think I even like talked to Max too. I was like, hey, they asked me to be on the team. Should I take it? And he was like, of course take it. Like, don't turn that down. Don't worry about me and like Arbor and all that. If that's what you want to do, then go do that. So I did. So that's
Beautiful.
how that happened. Yeah.
Damn, hot commodity over here.
Yeah.
Good
The-
times.
The street skaters were valuable back then.
Yeah,
When
man.
longboard companies had legit teams.
Yeah. When the
Wait,
kids-
so did they start paying you, or you were just on the team? They didn't pay
just
you?
on the team.
Okay.
Yeah. Landyachtz there was ways to make money at Landyachtz.
Let
They're
us
like,
hear about it.
they did like an
Yeah,
incentive.
let's talk money. Yeah.
Money. Yeah, they had like an incentive program, and I have the contract at home actually. Remember that? And basically, I think they just copied what snowboarding companies were doing, and it was just like, that was when social media became like a thing too, like Instagram and all that really started taking off, and the value of like your presence and like running ads. Oh, actually, I guess you couldn't really run an ad on Instagram, but just like, your company had an Instagram and you post there and fucking free advertising, right? So they had a thing where like every Instagram post could net you like $25 if it made X amount of likes, and then it only went up from there, right? So then you make a YouTube video, and for like every 5,000 views or whatever, you got like $100, and it just like went up from there. And then they would match podiums, which I was getting on a lot of podiums back in the day. I could skate back in the day, free riding and stuff.
I think you still can. Let's say in your skate, you still can.
But, podium matching. So you get $300 from a podium, Landyachtz matches it, and it basically turns into $600, right? The magazine stuff was big. If you got like a half page ad, you got $250. If you got a full page, you got $500. I got, I had the cover of Skate Slate. I don't remember how much I got for that, but Landyachtz totally paid out for that. 2-page spread was like another amount of money. So if you like really hustled it, which I did, because I was shooting with John Huey all the time. Dude, I was in like 8 Skate Slates in a row or something like that.
You're fucking balling out on some longboard money then.
Yeah, there were ways to do it. So, and I was like working at Rip City Skate too, kind of like on the side. So there was like, all income sources were all from skateboarding at one point or another.
Nice.
Yeah, made that shit work. It wasn't easy. And I fucking hate social media, by the way. Probably why I fell off the map so hard. I just couldn't do the Instagram post shit. It was so annoying.
$25 though? Shit.
I had to get so many likes. Like, I wasn't like Liam or anyone back in the day that just had like, 30,000 followers already in the early days of Instagram. Yeah, my first Instagram post is actually with Liam, and you made my Instagram.
I vaguely remember like bullying you into making an Instagram.
Yeah, I was like, what? I don't even think I had a smartphone.
Will knew it was the future. He was like, you gotta get on this.
Will
buddy.
did know it was
You know
the
who told
future.
me about Instagram? My mom. She had one. She was like, "You should do this."
I can just show you the picture really quick.
Yeah, let's check that out.
What photo?
The first one.
with Liam.
Yeah. I think I got my fingers out. So I feel like you staged the photo. You're like, okay, stand like this. Liam, stand over here. This is going to be the first Instagram picture. Well, I guess I did post a lot. Jesus Christ.
Oh, for someone who didn't like Instagram, they certainly have a lot of posts
Yeah.
and followers.
We still scrolling back here? Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
There we go.
Was your name on Instagram Fingerbang? It was, right?
Yeah, it was Fingerbang PDX.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got Liam's got looks like a 40 in Old English.
Yeah.
40 in his hand.
Probably.
All right.
Very in character for back in the day.
Are you holding your fingers up for a finger bang?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at
I
that.
think Will told me to.
Yeah, pose.
Oh my god.
That was at
Wow.
the PDX Sk8bus.
Show that to the camera.
Yeah. I'll put the
I'll send it to you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put that in. That's
I mean, or you
hilarious,
could
man.
go to my Instagram. Haha,
That's
follow
like
me.
that's like
Yeah.
child Liam before fat Liam.
And then what stage of Liam are we on now? Ripped up Liam.
Right now?
Peak
Yeah.
social media influencer Liam.
Yeah. But,
He
like,
is.
he's got his shit figured out, though, right now.
Yeah, he's
Like, as a human, you
I
know?
mean, being
everything.
sober AF helps.
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah. Shout out Liam. That picture's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. It was
Wow.
pretty funny.
Liam, when are you coming?
Yeah, Liam, holler at me. Coming to Asheville, we got to get you on here too. Wow, we've been riffing on some fun stuff. Did we want to get into Skate House?
Yeah, we can talk about Skate House.
Skate House, Dave?
Mm-hmm.
Are we there? We might as well dip our toes in.
Yeah. That's a pretty easy one to get into.
Yeah.
How did you get down there? Who did somebody invite you and there was an empty room or something?
So the origin of that, before I get like into the skate house part of it, is actually I got kicked out of high school for being on the road too long. Too many days consecutively. And I was 18 at the time. So I just said, fuck it. I'm not going back to school. I'm just going to skateboard because I was hustling the magazine money and everything.
Cover photo.
Mm-hmm. And so I moved down to California, back to Sacramento, where my dad was at the time. And the team manager at Landyachtz during that time period, which I believe was late 2012, was Patrick Shepard. Fucking huge shout out. Love that guy. And he knew that I was in Sacramento, and I think they needed like help with the warehouse or something. They have like the LA packing warehouse, distribution warehouse.
Landyachtz does.
Yeah, Landyachtz does. And he was like, yeah, you want to come down to LA and skate and work a couple days at the factory? And so I did that. Went down to LA to skate and work at the factory. It's literally just fucking wrapping skateboards up and throwing them in boxes and shit. And stayed at Skate House. And at the same time, the upstairs bedroom where you moved into the first time, there was an open space up there, and Pat was just like, hey, we need someone. Do you want to...
Who was up there with you?
Trevor Baird? Do you remember that guy?
No, I'm super bad with names. Though.
He was such a good skateboarder. A little weird, kind of weird dude.
Oh, I remember him. Dude, he went off the deep end, didn't he, later on and came back? Is that the dude? No, that's not the dude who lost his laptop at the house and disappeared. No.
Oh,
who
I
was
don't
that? You remember that dude? The private detective came and knocked on the door. He had like went out skating to Tuna, and he was like a little loopy, you know, and he just disappeared.
Whoa.
And had left all the stuff with us, and they couldn't find him. And like his computer was there. Like private investigator came in, and was like took all the stuff. You
Dude,
remember that? No.
I don't think
Anyway.
I remember that.
Anyway, so you
Yeah.
got the room.
Yeah, I got the room. I got 1/3 of the room. It was a really long room, and it had its own bathroom right next to Dubler's bedroom upstairs. And I had the end space. It was like $300 rent.
Nice.
Yeah. And yeah.
Was
Moved
there a
into
mini
Skate
ramp
House.
there yet? No.
Yeah, the mini ramp was there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the skate house amenities were all there.
Who lived at the house? Who were the roommates when you first moved in?
Max Dubler, Adam Stokowski, fucking legend. Brian Peck was in the driveway in his van. Pat Shep. Fuck, that kid Chris. Alex Amin.
Was he there when you moved in?
Yeah.
Was Louis there when you moved
No.
in? Louis had already left.
Yeah. James had already left. Louis had already left.
I thought James was there because I thought I took James's spot.
No.
Because when I moved in, James still had a bunch of his stuff
He did have his stuff there. His bike was in the back.
for years.
Yeah. There were some garage dwellers.
Okay. Heard
and
about the
then-
garage, yeah.
I took someone's room eventually too. I had that front bedroom. I got really lucky.
Wasn't that Alex's room when he left?
No, Alex was the one
Next door.
next to it.
That's right.
Yeah. Fuck, dude, whose bedroom did I take over? I don't remember. Someone was there. I got the front bedroom, like, in the front house right next to the living room after a certain point, which was like, dude, after sharing a room upstairs with the 2 individuals that were up there too, I was like, fuck this. I want my own space. Fucking sucks.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
shared a room there with Chris and then with Zach Keller.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
I like Zach. Zach's a
was fine.
sweetheart.
World's smallest kitchen and skate house. For,
Yeah.
like, how many people live there? Like 10 people? And, like,
10 to
half,
15.
half the size of your kitchen. I'm talking, like, 5 by 5 square.
So small.
With, like, 10 people.
Fucking no one
What-
cleaned dishes.
What was the dish situation? Yeah.
Yeah, no one.
Let's talk about
I
the
fucking
dishes.
cleaned the dishes. I did that shit. Fuck, dude, that was so bad. No one knew how to like cook anything the right way, so they just have like metal forks on non-stick pans, just scraping the shit away.
That's good to like eat, you know.
Yeah.
Get some like Teflon
Yep.
flakes in your chicken.
Fucking idiots.
Sounds like a
Yeah.
party, man.
No, it was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy my time. Like looking back on it, it was pretty fucking sick. And getting to skate tuna all the time. I worked at the Landyachtz factory during the week packing boxes and like got really I did really well there, and I think I got like a raise or 2, and I even became like the shipping clerk after a while, like on the UPS thing, like printing out all the labels, all that. So I was doing that during the week and then skating on the weekends, like as much as possible.
Right on. That's
That's
the dream.
That's back when Landyachtz was doing ridiculous Zoomies orders. Right?
I've heard some numbers thrown around in this era.
Tell us about the Landyachtz Zoomie orders.
The Zoomies orders.
Yeah, let's
All
talk.
right.
Yeah.
Well, the way we did the orders was like Zoomies was ordering like 10,000 boards a month, and I think they split it in half in 2 orders, so we do 5,000 and 5,000. And like 1,200 of those boards we had to grip and build. And we had to build the battle axes, which are drop-through boards. So you have to take the trucks apart first and then put them on. We had, they got dinghies. We would do the dinghy situation. We'd have like 12 tables lined up in the warehouse, and you'd have one person grab the box off the pallet, boom, boom, throw them down, and then one person behind that person cutting the box open, and then the person behind them would literally just be popping the box open and like lifting one dinghy up out of it, because there's two boards in there, and they're like 69ing.
Yeah. Okay.
And the person after that would just go rip the bags open, right? Because
The boards from China, you're talking about that part?
the China ones, yep. And then the person at the end of the line would have to put the sticker on the inside of the board, the little skew, so that they could scan it in at Zoomies. And then you just like make a loop around the table, and then the first person just like puts the board back in, the next person closes the box, the next person down tapes the box, and the last person in line starts stacking the box back on the pallet.
You're doing that just to put a skew on
Just
it?
to put a fucking sticker on a board.
Oh my god.
Could they just
Yeah.
ask China to do it? No? They couldn't?
I think there was
There
like...
would be a made in China sticker on there. They're like, no, we can't have that.
Yeah, we can have that. I think there was like questions about that, like why do we do it that way? Oh well, we did it. The warehouse would close for like a couple days just for Zoomies.
What kind of numbers are we talking? You said 10,000 boards a month.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 10,000 boards a month. So
Just
What?
for zoomies.
just for zoomies, and that's not counting like Daddy's was a huge account. Eastern Board Supply was a huge account. Like, you know, all those other like big distributors like in the skateboard scene. Like when a skate shop like can't get an account with like Deluxe or something, right? Because like maybe a different skate shop in town already has the like Deluxe contract locked in, a skate shop would buy from Eastern Board Supply or something so that they could have Girl and Chocolate on their walls, right? So there's like a lot of these other factories that we were like, our factory was moving the boards to a different factory so that those ones could get shipped out to other places. And those orders were huge. Not quite Zoomies huge, but like 12 to 15 pallets of skateboards, which is so many.
I imagine any longboard company would be stoked to sell 10,000 boards in a year right now.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
That's like my brain is like,
Those
what?
aren't complete. Those aren't decks.
Oh, and they're completes. Yeah. And they're like, you know, the Zoomies is selling those for a dinghy's like what, $139 retail or whatever. So like cost is a little less than half of that or something like that. So I don't
If
know.
you guys want to do some math.
Do the math. You can figure it out. I don't know how much, you know, Battle Axe, or we didn't sell Battle Axe with them. The Switch, we did the Switch 35 and the Switch 40, and those were like $180. I don't know. I'm trying to remember, like, the SKU had like the price on all the boards, like what they were for retail. So I don't know.
How much money a month in boards is that?
I don't even know.
No one knows.
No one knows.
A million.
Millions.
10 grand for 10,000 boards.
I mean,
times-
per order, I don't know if it's like millions, but like
Oh, no.
in a year, like probably
if you
multi-millions. Yeah.
Well, if you add... I'm not going to do math.
Yeah. Someone else will have to run the spreadsheets for us.
Yeah,
on
I
there,
mean,
but,
say they ordered 10,000 dinghies and like 135 times 10,000. That's 1,350,000.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
And that's
Landyachtz,
like-
where is that money now?
yeah. What?
They make bikes now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Not a bad pivot.
They make bike seats or something.
No, they make bikes.
They make regular bikes, but they really make, like, cool bike seats. Somebody was telling
Oh.
me the other day.
They make cool bikes. I'd get a Landyachtz bike.
They make really cool snow skates. I really want one.
I have one.
Wow.
I don't know if they still know I have
I
it.
rode
but-
one. I rode Chases, and it was like, wow.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah, Landyachtz.
We need some snow
We
skates.
need some snow skates for when it snows here, like twice a year.
We will send you videos.
They would love that. Yeah, the bike in the snow skate thing that so Mike and Tom, like the owners of Landyachtz, that's like their like side thing. Mike is the bike guy. Mike really likes bikes, and Tom really likes snow skates. So that's why they do like bikes and skateboards too, because they're just like, the skateboard thing works. I want to do something else.
Gotta diversify a little bit. Cool,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, you were.
I don't think we should expose Landyacht's bank account numbers if we want snow skates.
Well, hey, that's.
We can only guess.
Yeah, we're only guessing. We don't really know. But
Yeah, but yeah, like
Allegedly.
yeah, allegedly. There we go. That's the verbiage we needed to seal the deal.
yeah, they're moving fucking skateboards though, or at least they were for sure 2013, 2014, 2015, because I remember I was packing. They kind of put me like in charge, kind of like overseeing like a lot of the international orders, like to Russia and to Europe, all the overseas stuff. And those orders were like February through March were like big time, like busy times of the year, where we would get so many pallets of bullshit in that we could barely fit it inside. Like we had a pretty big warehouse, and we still had to like at the end of every night when we closed, someone on the forklift would have to pick the pallets up from outside and pull them back inside and start stacking them in the aisles because we didn't have space.
Wow.
Yeah. It was insane.
Fucking Landy killing it.
Yeah. They were killing it.
Jeez.
Yeah. And that's not counting the online orders and all this stuff too. Yeah, they were moving skateboards, dude.
You were definitely pretty deep in then. I mean, you're living at Skate House and you're just totally in the industry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, doing the
That's-
shit. Yeah, on the side, like developing, like helping with development of like wheels and boards and stuff too. So kind of like all aspects of Landyachtz. So it was like my finger was in there somewhere in every aspect of the company, basically.
That's fucking sick, man.
Brad, you know, Casey wanted me to say also, he said, talk about your really cool parents.
My parents.
Yeah.
Really? Casey wants me to do that?
He said
Yeah.
your parents are cool. I'm pretty sure you told me stories about them.
Yeah.
Your dad's like in a band? Or what is he doing?
Both my parents, they were in bands. My parents are like punk rockers from LA.
Oh.
My dad was like a roadie for Black Flag when he was in like
Oh, wow.
high school and out of high school. He started, he was a founding member of this like really famous punk band called the Groovy Ghoulies. Not everyone's going to know that name, but like they're like a real niche, like legendary punk band. Kepi Ghoulie, Groovy Ghoulies. And then my mom, just kind of the same story, grew up in LA. My mom grew up hanging around like I always heard stories of her like hanging out with like the drummer of Blondie and the Runaways and the Dead Kennedys and the Misfits and all that stuff. So I don't know. They're just, my parents are like deeply integrated in the whole music scene, which I guess is why I ended up in that shit too.
Yeah, you're in that.
So
Badass.
yeah. They got me a drum kit when I was like 5. So like a real drum kit. So yeah, they definitely made sure that like music was a part of my life, and they were really supportive of my skateboarding and everything. So my dad's band later on, called SLA, Sonic Love Affair, they're actually in a bunch of Thrasher videos. So that was really
wow,
cool.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, they were like one of those skate rock bands.
Okay, Roots.
Yeah. Roots. Yeah. Skateboarding was also a part of my life long before skateboarding.
Did your dad
like,
ever skate?
No.
Doesn't he know how to ride a skateboard? No.
No, not really. You can like stand on one,
Nice.
kind of.
What about your mom?
No, hell no. Not mom.
Nice.
That's right. 'Cause, yeah, you
Yeah.
play drums. You're still playing drums to this day, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, to myself. I
All
play
three of
drums.
us play drums.
All three.
That's
yeah,
right. we
yeah.
do.
When does that ever happen?
I know, right?
It's usually like one drummer per like town.
Yeah, that's why they're so hard to find. Yeah, playing drums for myself. I had a band in high school. That was fun.
Hell
And
yeah.
like I've played with people here and there, but like I just have drums in my apartment and play to myself right now. I don't have time to like be in a band or play with anyone else right now, but maybe in the future. I don't know. I'd be really sad if I didn't have drums, I'll tell you that.
I wanted to talk to you about. You got some videos on Skate House Media. Some
Yep.
pretty epic vids on there. One of them, you got a follow run from Alex Amin.
Yes.
With a Tinder date. What was going on with that?
Yeah, Alex needed content for Skate House Media, so he came up with the idea of matching with a gal on Tinder and bringing her up to Tuna, not telling her at all what was going to happen, just rolled up to the top of Tuna. He knew we would be up there, and we get up there, and he's like, all right, who's filming a run? And I think Pat Shep was there, a couple other like Skate House people were there, and I was just like, I had just moved to LA, and I like didn't have any like raw runs under my belt, so I was like, me, I'll do it. So yeah, I got picked for that, and yeah, she was like in the seat, and she's like, wait, what are we doing? Why are you putting a camera like on the hood, like, you know?
Was she having a good time?
I feel like she was, but she was extremely confused at the same time. So, yeah, I don't know. That was a weird one for her, I'm sure. The whole experience. But
What happened when you got to the bottom?
we get to the bottom.
Did she high five you?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she was like, never do that again. Like, I never want to do that again. But, yeah, I remember at the bottom, too, I think you, like, hit that last corner with the little, like, cat tracks in it. And then it goes in the Malibu Mile, right?
Yep.
Usually you don't stop there, but it was like, we're going to stop here so we can get everything packed away. There's, like, a weird, like, crack kind of, like, on the pavement transition. And I think I remember, like, doing like a backside like hands down slide just to like stop,
Yeah, it goes from clean pavement to like
something else.
The original tuna pave.
And my board like flipped over. Like I was basically stopped, but it like flipped over, and I think she thought I was just gonna like eat really bad shit right there, but I like saved it perfectly. And I remember I just like got up and looked at her, and she just had her like hands like over her face.
It's just like goes on a Tinder date, is like really stressed out and high anxiety by this. It's like, all right, cool.
Like sweating.
And she realized at the end that was it. She just got dropped off. She was like, bye.
Bye. All right, I don't need you anymore.
Dropped off on the one. Have fun, get home. I'm gonna drop you off at Vaughn's down the street.
Yeah, you got a few other videos I wanted to bring up. You filmed with Alex also, where you sustained a pretty heavy injury.
Yeah, the headbang.
The headbang. You went fingerbang and then you went to headbang.
Yeah, that was fucked.
Was Alberto there that day?
Yeah, fuck yeah, he was there.
Perro Pro.
Yeah, he was there. Cello was there, Alex was there, and Alberto was there. And Alex and I had just talked about like, hey, we should like film a real video sometime. Like a real one, like spend some time and like actually make a video, because I feel like in everything I was a part of and have like done in like downhill skateboarding, I really lacked in having like video parts and videos entirely, and like I don't even know if you can find most of them anymore unless you like find my actual YouTube. I know there's a Calibur video that's like on the Calibur page, but besides that, there's like Landyachtz videos, but it's not like my part. So,
You know what I've been doing is I've been stealing all my videos off of other people's YouTube channels and posting them, re-uploading them
On
onto
yours?
mine. So I have like, eventually I'll have all of my videos
The
on my own
archive.
channel.
yes.
Where I don't have to like go search around or anything.
It's a power move.
Yeah. Screen record on your phone.
Oh, exactly, 100%, and then post right to YouTube.
Yeah.
Like they're all like 10 years old. No one's gonna. No one cares.
Yeah. Yeah, so Alex is like, let's spend like 2 or 3 days. Let's fucking do this. And I was like, sick. I'm so down. Let's do it. We were going to skate some shit that I know. He was going to show me a bunch of shit that I didn't know. It was going to be... I didn't want to do any street skating in it. I wanted it to be like a longboard part. And we went out on a morning, and I remember that was like that whole video. It's like a minute and a half long, maybe a minute 50. That took 3 hours to film, and then I smashed my face full speed into a curb. So we filmed for 3 hours. Supposed to be 3 days of filming. We filmed for 3 hours, and I ate shit and literally shattered my skull into
Where at?
pieces.
What road is that? Yeah.
Hollywood Hills, right?
Hollywood Hills. The road, I could not tell you. I have no idea.
One of them. One of the many.
One of them. Yeah, real close to the sign. I remember that. You could like see the Hollywood sign up there.
Oh,
I'm sure
sure.
someone in LA knows
You
what
were-
the road is.
Probably that, like, if you were that close to the sign, probably like a main one where like there's a bunch of hairpins with really crazy skinny houses on them, like the little tiny houses that'll go into like the hairpin or whatever.
Yeah, I'd like to say I remember, but I don't. So
It's heavy. Like I rewatched it
Yeah.
recently, and you know,
yeah, I don't know. That was a funny
What's the
one.
name of that video?
it's
Where is
on-
it at? It's on Skate House.
I think is an S1.
Well, it turned into an S1 video. I'm on thanks Nick Escamilla. Basically S1 helmets flow because of that video. That helmet 100% saved my life. I will
Best
never
helmets in the game.
I will never use a different helmet ever in my life. Tried and true, that fucking helmet saved my life. I would have died probably if I didn't have that on.
You like give like the thumbs up to Alex, and it's like no, you're not okay.
Yeah, so that was all fucked up. The fall when I watch it, I'm like, it doesn't look that bad. Like, sure, like flop over. It's like a really dumb fall, and I'll tell you, I know what happened. We were filming the top section of the road, and then Alex was like, how about you just skate it out? And so there was like a whole part of the road that I was just like blind bombing, just like on site, like going for it. And there was like a corner, a super basic, anyone could hit this corner, no problem. But the problem was there was like a big patch of like cement that I imagine like fell out of the back of someone's truck or something when they were like paving a driveway or something. And so it was kind of like it dried on top of the pavement. And I remember I had Street Hogs on, the little yellow wheels. They're like 62 mil, tiny little wheels. And I hit that patch of pavement, and I remember just not being able to turn. I was like, oh fuck, I can't
off
turn.
Camber too.
It was the corner was a little off. So
like you had to be on it. If you did something wrong, like you're getting sucked outside.
Yeah, and
To a curb.
trying to stand up slide, whatever, all that shit. I just lost it, and all I remember was like going down to my chest sideways, and then I was just like, oh, it was a curb, and then just black. Vaguely remember getting up, and Alex comes out of the car. I was just seeing red, like there was blood. Like you can't really see it in the video because it was like after he turned the camera off, then it like really started coming out. I was bleeding everywhere. And like some gal that lived in the house like on that corner, she like comes out of her front door and she's like, are you okay? And we were like, don't worry about it. I took my shirt off and like put it on my head because I had like the biggest gash. It was like a, I don't know, like 4 or 5 inch wide like fucking gash, giant gash. And we had radios and everything, so like we called up to Alberto, who was like, he was down the hill shooting up. Chella got me in the car. Alex was like, we gotta fucking go. We gotta go get Alberto. I had the shirt on my head, and we drive to the hospital, which is Cedars-Sinai, which is like the big like celebrity hospital because it's Hollywood, it's where everyone goes. And I was like kind of chilling. I was like, oh, it'll be fine. I'm just gonna get like stitches in my head probably, right? I didn't feel like anything was wrong, but we pull up into the little like kind of the same zone where like all the ambulances would pull up and like pull the stretchers out and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I remember I like opened the door and I lean out and I just started puking blood. And I was like, oh shit.
Holy shit.
I think this is kind of bad. And then
Puking blood?
Yeah.
Where did the blood come from?
So I'll get to that. So I get in a wheelchair and we roll me into the zone and they're like asking for my insurance and everything. And I'm just like pulling the shit out. And I'm literally like spitting blood on the ground because like I'm so out of it. I don't even care. And the security guard comes up to me and he's just like, hey, you can't do that. And I just look up at him and I'm just like a bloody mess. And then I was like, oh no, I felt sick again. And then I started puking again, and it was all blood. And the ER, the emergency room, there was like 100 people in there. And so they basically were just like, oh my God, we need to get this guy out. And so someone was like out there right away and like put me on a stretcher. I go into the ER and they let Alex come in with the camera, which is where all that footage comes from.
The footage is gnarly.
Like in the ER,
gnarly.
yeah, the little like clips at the beginning. I like when I show that video to people, I'm like, are you like squeamish at all? Because there's like a moment where like,
I'm a little squeamish.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So, what happened? And this is where the helmet like really saved me. I shattered the whole front portion of my skull from like my nose bone, like this little like piece here on your nose, like up to like my upper scalp and like everything in between, completely shattered. Sinus canal completely shattered. And the reason why I was puking blood is because it was all leaking through my sinus canal into my stomach, and your body like naturally kicks it out.
So it's going down your throat in the back.
Yeah, it was really gnarly. So if it's really graphic, sorry, but just don't imagine it. Yeah, I was really fucked up. And then this guy, this part of the story is incredible. The only doctor that was in that day that could actually work on me was this like plastic surgeon. He's like literally he's done plastic surgery for like Taylor Swift and like Lady Gaga and like all these fucking huge celebrities and shit. And he comes in and he's like poking around. He's like, oh, okay, we're gonna like, stitch you up. He's like, what were you doing? And I was like, skateboarding. That's my buddy Alex over here is filming. And this dude lights up. He's like, you were skateboarding? That's fucking awesome. He was like so stoked about it. This guy, because like all of his patients are like 13-year-old like Jewish girls getting like nose jobs and plastic surgery, fucking liposuction stuff, right? And
he must have been really good because I can't see shit on your face.
So he's like, oh, you're gonna look beautiful after this. He puts like 2 stitches in, and he like pokes around some more or something. I can't feel like any of my face.
No way.
Yeah.
You can't feel it?
No, there's no nerves. He's like poking around, and he's like, oh, I'll be right back. I gotta go check something. And he goes back and he checks the x-rays, which like, I also don't know why you wouldn't check the x-rays first before you just start like putting stitches in, but whatever. And he comes back and he just like explains the magnitude of like what happened. And the like most amazing part about all of it, probably, there's 2 parts to it, but the first part is that my brain, like my actual like brain, like nothing happened to it. He's like, there's no real like concussion that we can see, there's no brain damage, like nothing like actually happened to like your brain, but everything in front of it is completely like, it's like dust, like a bag of rocks, just like floating in there. And so he's like, yeah, so like we have to do this tonight, and like you're not going home for probably a couple days. I was like, okay. And he starts explaining the like typical procedure, like the incision to like get in there and work on stuff. He's like, yeah, we start behind your ears and they cut and they like fold the skin forward. I was like, oh my God. He's like, but lucky for you, you already have a giant hole in your head, so I'm just gonna work out of that.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I have a bunch of bike chains. Like it just looks like bike chains all throughout here. Like, how squeamish are you?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling kind of squeamish right now.
Okay.
How are you feeling, Will?
I feel fine. I'm not squeamish at all.
Give me your finger, Will. Your pointer finger. Feel this.
Oh my God!
So
there are like nubs in there.
Yeah, he like patched me up real good, and he was like, I was telling him, dude, I was like, I don't give a fuck what I look like after this. Just like put me back together. And he's like, oh hell no. He's like, you're gonna look good. He like fixed my eyebrow. Like this eyebrow looks like, when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, he made it all like straighter and like more defined and everything, like compared to this side. And
so you have one eyebrow.
Wow, that is a nice looking eyebrow. Yeah, now you say it.
Yeah, and just like part 2 of like the amazing thing, like, surgery happens, whatever. I get all fucking patched up, and
dude, the luck of getting injured in the Hollywood Hills.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, other skateboarders, if you get hurt, go to Cedar Sinai and ask for Jubin Gabe. Tell him you're a skateboarder and that you were filming. He fucking comes in like the morning after, I think it was the morning after, and he was like, came to talk to me about like billing and stuff, right? And I was just like, dude, I was living paycheck to paycheck, basically. And he's like, don't worry about it. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, if you ever get like a bill or anything from Cedars-Sinai, just like give me a call. I'm covering the whole thing. I'm like, okay, cool. And then like 4 years later, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, it was around right before COVID closure, all that shit. I got like a collections notice from Cedars-Sinai, the hospital, and it was only for like $1,000 or something. And I was like, what the fuck? Okay. So I called Juve and I was like, what? I got like a collection thing. He's like, oh, okay. That's probably like from your stay at the hospital. And he's like, I can't really cover that part, but if you can cover it, just like blah, 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 take care of it. And so I was like, okay, fair enough. And I called the collection agency back and like verify everything was totally legit. I wasn't just getting scammed. And I asked the gal, I was like, how much was that surgery? She's like, oh, it was $130,000. It was like, oh. Dude, I would have been fucked forever if I had to pay that off.
Dude, for life.
No, you don't. You don't have to pay that. Dude, the United States has free healthcare. People just don't know it. You just
That's a big bill, though.
Go to the ER, you get the surgery, and then you never pay it.
I don't know, man.
And then it goes away in 7 years.
Just pretend it didn't happen? Is that put it in the drawer, pretend it...
You got to wait it out 7 years, but yeah. I mean, if you can get...
Oh, like a statute of limitation kind of thing?
So, like, they can put it in collections, and you never, ever reply to any of their shit. You never give them any money.
It's like when we got pulled over in Utah with the SKape bus. I got a weed ticket.
Oh, yeah, tell that story.
I'll make that one quick.
Oh, yeah.
We got pulled over in Utah on the SKape bus, and we all had weed. Most of us had weed. And they totally found it all. They found all our weed in Utah, which is like...
You guys had, like, bongs on the bus. Like, we're ripping. I remember.
Probably. I had a pipe, and then
JP was driving, he looked straight homeless. Like, way more homeless than I look right now.
Yeah. And I had, like, hash. Right, like little bottles of hash. And the cop just, like, looks at me. He's like, you know this is a felony here, right? Like, what do you mean? He's like, you might as well just have, like, meth. Like, we could just say you have meth right now. I'm like, what? That's insane. It's just weed. He's like, yeah, but it's been through a process. I'm like, okay, all right. But I had just turned 18, and so they, like, let me off. They're like, I'm going to say that you had an ounce of weed. They gave me, like, $1,000 ticket, whatever. I think I paid him off one time and never got back to him again. And it's definitely been more than 7 years since then, so I know that
doesn't
shit's,
work
like,
for
void.
The medical debt thing doesn't work for, like, arrests, unfortunately.
Oh, great.
Have you been in Utah recently?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple times. I'm always on high alert.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean,
but
you probably have a warrant out for your arrest in Utah, and it's just such a low-level warrant that they'll never come
they
get
don't
you
care.
for
But
it.
they're also insane over there. Cops are.
Oh, yeah.
So, who knows?
Wow.
Yeah. But, yeah, that was the head thing. So,
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that.
yeah. And I guess...
It made me a little squeamish.
Yeah. Well, I can't feel any of this. Like, you could poke my head, and I just, like, won't even know it. Pulling my hair, I won't even know it.
Oh, shit.
So you took a direct hit to the helmet?
The helmet...
Through the helmet.
The helmet definitely took the blow. It cracked. I think it was just like the helmet took the impact, but then like, you know, the impact under the helmet. How do I explain it? The helmet probably like squished on my skull so hard, if that makes sense. Like the pressure of the helmet pushing down on my skull is probably what like popped through. So just, I don't, imagine what would have happened without the helmet. I don't want to know.
Unstoppable force beats an immovable object.
Yeah, bad things happen.
Yeah, there's like the trucks. So I still have the board and the trucks from that. And there's like, I'm not even kidding you, it's kind of crazy. So like the helmet and like the scar went like down sideways, and if I were to stand on that board too, the like chip in the nose of the board and the red paint from the curb that goes on the truck is all like perfectly in line. It was just like the cleanest, just like straight on, bop, like right into the curb.
Well, glad you made a full recovery.
Yeah,
And
I was skating Tuna 3 months later.
Back at her. Back at her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we wanted to ask, what is the best road trip story that you have from your time? I think you mentioned the Landyachtz one.
Well, this is the craziest story I've got. Best road trip?
Sorry, not best. Craziest.
Craziest story. Yeah, I gotta tell this one. It was my first Landyachtz trip. Like, real Landyachtz trip. And it was a pretty OG crew. It was like a mix of new guys and then a bunch of OGs. So Travis was on that trip.
Travis who?
Craig. Travis Craig. Kyle Martin. Phil. You remember Phil? Who made the Ripple Ridge board? He's like super OG. Yates was on that trip. Billy was on that trip, and then Guff was on that trip. And then I want to say Jacob Lambert was on that trip too with us, taking photos. And then Andrew Chapman. So like kind of a half and half mix of like OGs and like newer guys. And it was a trip to Orcas Island, which is like right off the coast of...
Oh yeah, that skate park there is wild. I've always wanted
the
to
Orcas
go.
Island skate. It's one of the oldest skate parks too. Super old. Grindline and Dreamland, the two skate park companies, that was the last park they built together before they split off to do...
When Grindline is Burnside, right?
Yeah, the people that built Burnside, yeah. So, yeah, the island...
Which is the first DIY skate park.
Yes. The island has the skate park. It's got this road called Mount Constitution, which is nearly impossible to skate. And that was the goal, was to go skate Mount Constitution on this road, or on this road trip, which we did do. We got like 4 runs in. It's just we had to go up like right at sunrise, and we got like 4 runs, and it's sick. It's epic. Anyways, I think it was like the first night of that trip. I think I was 17. I'm pretty sure I was a minor, which is an important aspect of this story. I might have been 18, but I'm pretty sure I was 17. We went to like a naked hot spring that was on the island.
Okay. I like where this is going.
And
I mean, you're still okay. You're from Portland.
yeah, people are fucking freaks out there. Yeah, we go to this like naked hot spring and we roll up and it's like not at all what we expect. It's like, it's not like a rock pit in the middle of like the forest or whatever. It's like an actual like establishment with like families and shit going to the swimming pool that's like on the inside, like an indoor swimming pool, but on the outside there were these little like, you know, prefab like man-made hot springs basically, and they were fully like you could totally just be nude there. And so we all went there and everyone was butt ass naked in the parking lot, walking right up there, and like families are pulling up with their children. We go to the hot spring, fuck around there for a while.
Were there other naked people?
There were.
Okay.
Yeah. And then like on the way back, I think I had my boxers on actually. I don't think I was the only one that wasn't actually naked. I had my boxers on because I was like, I'm 17, weird, whatever. And we like get back to the parking lot and they're like, Fingerbang, you have to shotgun a beer. And I wasn't a big like drinker yet. I did sometimes, but especially shotgunning a beer was like, that was like a challenge for me. It was really hard to do. And they're all naked, and I'm in my boxers. And so they like get a can ready for me because I didn't know how to like pop it open yet. And I'm like, I have it ready. And they're like, okay, 3, 2, 1, go. And as soon as I pop it and chug it, they pull my boxers down. And I'm like, trying to drink it, and at the same time this family comes out of their car, like a 4-year-old girl, like 4-year-old son, and like mom and dad coming out of their car, and then I just spew foam across the parking lot, and we're all naked completely. They're wasted, and now I'm like, okay, I guess I'm drinking tonight after this. and I'm spewing foam all over the parking lot. And it doesn't end there. We get into the van. It's the old A-Team van, and they have like a radio that has all these like pre-programmed like sounds that come out of it, like a little laser gun and like all this shit.
Oh, it's got like a soundboard?
Yeah, something. Yeah, like there's like a speaker on the like a megaphone kind of thing on the front of the van, and from the inside there's even like a walkie-talkie, and you like talk out of it.
I see.
And dude, Billy's driving. Everyone's naked. Actually, everyone's doing the like shirt cock thing. So they all have like a shirt on, and that's it. They called it shirt cocking.
That's like a scary sight.
Yeah.
You know, just a man wearing nothing but a shirt.
And mind you, there are beer cans all over the floor of the van, everywhere. Billy's driving, speeding, like fucking rallying down the only road on Orcas Island. It's just like one that goes around the whole island, like the main road. And we get fucking pulled over by the cop. And he pulls us over and he walks around and he's like, you know how fast you guys are going? Like that whole thing. And he just like looks in and like all he sees is like t-shirts at first. And Billy's like just in a t-shirt too. He's like, can you get out of the car? And Billy steps out and he opens the door and just like beer cans just like spill out onto the road. And Billy's like, yeah, I'll get out of the car. And the cop's just like, what the fuck? And he like shines his light into the car, into the van, and he just sees like everyone's just like junk like out. Everyone's wasted. Almost all of them are Canadians, and Yates is from fucking Australia. So like, you know, if this guy was gonna try anything, he like hit the jackpot, right? It's like, oh, you guys are fucked. But luckily, he just like, he's like, sir, like, pick up the cans, throw them back in. He's like, how far are you guys going? He's like, dude, our campsite's just like right there. Like it's like 4 or 5 minutes away. And it's like, here's the deal. Y'all are gonna get back in that van. You're going to put your clothes on. I'm going to follow you back to the campsite, and we're going to call it good.
Did they question you about, like...
No, not at all. They didn't question anyone. It was just Billy that was just, like, the driver.
Wow. Oh, my God.
And just, like, there wasn't very much, like, that any of us had to say.
Allegedly.
Oh, I think Billy was sober, actually.
Allegedly.
That helps.
Yeah.
Billy was sober.
No, I think he was.
Allegedly.
Sober as can be.
He might have been.
Nice. I mean, he's a team manager, so makes sense.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, he wasn't at the time.
No.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
He was driving the bus. He must have been the most sober one.
I think he was, which is why he drove.
Yeah.
I'm pretty positive. Yeah. So at least we had that. And like Billy's very cordial and like very like he can like
Proper.
Like straighten up really nicely and easily when like it comes down to the
I think
point.
it's mostly just his voice, that soothing radio host voice.
Yeah. So that was a crazy story. I have lots, but that's one that like I feel like that's a good one to tell. In the Orcas Island video that Landyachtz put out, there's totally a scene that you can like Kyle and someone else, I think Phil, are like standing at a fire and you just see their like white ass legs and they're just wearing shirts. That's they don't have anything on under their shirt.
Just a fan full of naked dudes.
Yep. Just having fun.
So who had the biggest horn?
He doesn't
I don't
know.
even
He's
remember.
fucking 17, dude.
I wasn't really looking, to be fair.
Yeah, he's 17.
You're not a bird watcher? That's good.
No.
I ain't no bird watcher.
I've seen all their junk, but I don't really remember. Wasn't paying attention.
World Naked Bike Ride, dude. 10,000.
Yeah,
People.
thousands.
Once you go to that, like, doesn't matter anymore.
This dude's been around some horns.
Yeah, I've seen Will naked.
Multiple times. We did switchbacks with 4
Holding-
people. No, 5 people?
4.
4 people holding hands, butt naked.
Yep.
Wow.
It's for a scavenger hunt challenge. I think we were the only ones that did it too.
Maybe.
That's incredible. Wow. That was a just journey from the
Roller coaster.
just from the head injury to that. Wow.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
So what is I was gonna ask, what is your favorite video, or not your favorite video, your first video that you saw from longboarding and you're like, whoa, that shit is crazy. Or like you had gotten in to downhill, you knew about it. You must have looked up some videos.
Yeah. It was definitely I will shout out the like Got Them Perps video, that Otang one. I think it was like Kevin Reimer and maybe like Brian Peck and Patrick Switzer and one other person. I don't remember who's
James
in it.
Kelly.
Probably
I
James.
think Louis in it too. Maybe.
Yeah, actually, I think that's what it is. If memory serves right, it was James, Louis, Kevin, and Patrick. That one, but really the one that like got me really hyped on it. I watched it like 10 or 12 times a night. Like when I got into it, was there's a raw run of James down Tuna to this like Radiohead song, and I think the video's in like black and white. It might be in color. I remember it in black and white, but it's just like the most serene, like peaceful raw run of just James skating down Tuna to this Radiohead song that's really like ambient. So that was
Style.
it. Yeah. I don't know what it's called, but that was the one. It's still on YouTube, I'm sure.
We actually got a guest question from James
Oh yes.
from the American Dream, so it's probably be a good time to fire it off. You know.
Yeah.
All right. Here goes.
Okay, I had to think for a little bit. Sorry for the late reply. 35, all grip. But it's awesome you're interviewing Fingerbang. What up, Fingerbang? How's it going, David?
Hi, James.
I don't know. What can we say about David? He's always been around. He's one of the OG homies, 100%. Kind of like in the early days of, I don't know, the scene growing a lot in 2012. He was already a big part of it. Yeah, I think he's always managed to, I don't know, catch the iron when it's hot. He's caught the skate scene before it really blew up, and now he's touring around with some bands, being a badass in the music scene. So yeah, I guess if I had to ask a question for Fingerbang, it'd be, who's more fun? Touring out with skaters or touring out with musicians?
Because musicians.
Musicians,
Who's more fun? Skaters and musicians? Dude, I mean, yeah, skateboarding's way more fun. Skateboarding's way more fun.
Quit your instrument right now.
Yeah, if you want to be in a band and you want to tour, I hope you're fucking ready for that. That'll eat you alive. If you're not ready for that, like, making it in music is, like, it's fucking rough, and that industry will take all of the advantage of you. Like, as sad as it sounds, like, they'll fucking rip you apart. So, yeah, it's pretty rough. Like, music touring is like constant work, no sleep, very little payout unless you're fucking,
An established artist.
yeah, unless you're the fucking Killers or, Krongbin, whatever, and you're getting tens of thousands of dollars to play music festivals and stuff. Like, music touring is rough, and I know, especially bouncing back from COVID, like a lot of musicians that are really established that can play like 1,000 to 5,000 cap rooms are like struggling still right now. So 100% skateboard touring is so much better because you're skating, you're having fun. So
I mean, it sounds like it too.
Yeah.
Jeez.
yeah, that's not to say that like if anyone's pursuing music and everything, definitely fucking go for it because it is also a super special, very unique thing that you could do in your life, like as a profession, anything like that. But yeah, skateboarding was way more fun. So yeah.
Well, thank you, James, for that call-in. I think he was like going to work or something. He was like, "Hey, I'm like working like 12-hour shift today."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like-
If James ever wants to go to a show again at Harlow's, you're always welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James the nurse.
Mm-hmm.
Or he's like the step up from the nurse. He's like got like a better, like a higher degree than a nurse. I forget what it is. He's like one step above. He's not like a doctor. He's like a high grade nurse.
Yeah. We talk about records a lot too. He'll like send me pictures of like records that he recently purchased. Kind of got me into buying records more too. So yeah.
Right on. Yeah, you work at you said it's Harlow's?
Yeah, it's called Harlow's and the Starlit Room. Harlow's is the downstairs venue. It's been around since 1982. Very like the center. I won't claim that like we are the center of music in Sacramento, but we won best music venue in the city last year. And normally it's the Live Nation owned spot called Ace of Spades, which is just a very mediocre. It's fine. It's a fine room, whatever. But yeah, we have a big room downstairs and a small room upstairs, and just like name a band, name any band. We've probably had them at some point or another. We're kind of that spot where like when you're up and coming, you probably play at Harlow's maybe a couple times until you blow up to the point where like you would go to a bigger venue. And sometimes we'll do that kind of thing where we have the same artist for like 2 or 3 nights in a row, that kind of thing. So yeah, very special place though. Totally independently owned venue, no corporate bullshit involved. So very special space.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So tell our viewers how you don't have a license.
I don't have a
driver's
license.
Yeah, let's
Never
get into
had
that.
one.
I don't have a
In his
license.
life. Lived in LA.
Lived in
No driver's license.
Lived
Skated
in-
to the grocery store.
Yeah. Literally.
Oh, do you have a passport?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Have you ever
fuck it.
left the country?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Canada.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
No license.
Don't have a license. Never had a car. Never needed a car. It's a personal choice. I feel like not having a license. I've always skated everywhere in every city and every place I've ever lived. I've always just rather would have skated. I was in a car wreck with my mom when I was really young, so I guess that kind of like really spooked me. It was a pretty bad one. I was fine. My mom had some like long-term residual stuff that still affects her today from that wreck. So I guess like cars scared me early on. It was like I think it was in first or second grade when that happened. So I was like, ooh, cars. Scary.
But you can drive a car.
I can drive a car, and I learned how to drive a car by shuttling runs.
Yep.
Skateboarding.
I remember you driving on shuttle runs for us in Puerto Rico.
Yes. Yeah, I can definitely drive a car. Yeah, in an emergency situation too, any of my friends get fucked up or whatever, we need to go to the hospital or something, like, sure, I can drive the car. I can do it. I got it. I don't have a license.
You know who else doesn't have a license? Juan Pablo.
Really?
No. You guys are both can drive
Allegedly.
cars. Allegedly.
That's
He has a
good.
moto license. He doesn't have like a car license in Colombia.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, never had a license. Purposely didn't have one for a long time. Not to be like, oh, I can't drive because I don't have a license. It was never that. It was just, I don't want to have to pay for a car. And, you know, I can have a license and not have a car. I get that. But it's just one of those things I never stepped up to do it yet. I think I'm going to get one probably in the next year or so, because it is something that has been on my mind. I'm like, maybe I should just
go
get it just to have it, right? It makes sense to do that. I'm fucking 30 years old now and I don't have a license. So
Yeah, you can go on vacation and rent a car.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty nice.
yeah, definitely can do that. So
Self-sufficient.
yeah, but otherwise, yeah, I just skate everywhere or ride my bike.
What year did you get the cover of Skate Slate?
Fuck, what year was that?
Who shot the photo? John Huey?
John Huey. John Huey shot so many photos of me. We were hanging out like a lot.
I reached out to John Huey. Guess who didn't answer?
John Huey,
Uh-huh.
fucker.
Tisk tisk.
Probably because he doesn't use Instagram. I guess.
Probably not that often.
I could have looked. I probably still have his number if it's the same.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What year was that? I don't know.
Where was it? What's the photo?
The photo was on a driveway
In Portland.
In Portland, yeah, I was getting there. It's a spot called Northwest Passage. That's literally what the road's called, right? Northwest Passage, pretty sure. Like says it on the sign there. Allegedly, Casey Morrow says that I am the first person to ever skate that road. I don't know how true that is, but if it's coming from Casey, that bears some
Got some weight to it.
some leverage. So I don't know. Potentially, I might have been the only first person ever to skate it, as far as we know. Let's just say it that way. But yeah, it was like a driveway. Huey and I were skating a lot and shooting photos a lot, and he needed something. We went out and shot like a bunch of stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, I just." And I do remember it wasn't that we were going out to shoot photos to get a cover. It's just that we were shooting photos. I remember he was stressing on getting a cover from anyone, whatever it was. And we went out and shot that one driveway. It was kind of like the photo, and I'm not knocking the like photos that Huey took, but like when I look at that photo, it's more so me critiquing my own self. I look at the photo and I'm like, my foot's like gross. It's like hanging off the board too much, and I don't think I like really like tweaked it out enough. Like I could have done the trick better, I feel like, personally, because if you go look at that driveway spot, it's fucked. It's like 5 feet off the ground, 5 or 6 feet off the ground, and it's just like this little rock wedge piece. And you can basically, like, I'm regular, so I'm coming at it backside, like my back is to it, and you just like wall right out of it, and then you just like plop into like the steepest fucking road. It's so steep, and so falling on it is no fun, because if you just like plop down and wheel by it, you're just falling like down a road that's extremely steep, and it's kind of rough and everything. So getting the photo, we looked at the spot a few times, and then we finally went and got it. I think I landed it like 4th try, honestly.
Nice. Okay, I was gonna ask.
When did you know it was gonna be the cover? Did you see it
When
first,
I
or they told
saw
you?
it on Facebook? You know, they
No.
used to like post the next like issue on Facebook. I saw it and I was just like scrolling, and I like passed it and was like, "Whoa, wait a minute, what the
Didn't even
fuck?"
tell you?
No, they didn't tell me. No, they didn't tell me. Yeah, and I scrolled back up and I was like, "That's not real. That's not fucking real. No way. I didn't think it was real."
That's fucking badass.
Yeah, so, but it was real. Yeah, I texted John. I was like, "Is that real?" He's like, "Yeah, that's real." So he just picked that one. He was like looking through it. I think he showed it to like Breitwar, and who else was involved with that? Was that what's his name up in Vancouver? Owns a skate shop.
Les.
I think it was those three that were like involved at that time making the calls. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It was like the dude from Concrete Wave basically was like paying their salary. It was like, "Yo, it's making you."
Okay.
That's how that happened. I'm pretty sure.
Cool.
I don't know the details. But
Well, Skate Slate was a way better magazine than Concrete Wave to me. So.
yeah,
Shots fired.
Ooh, sorry.
that's funny. You knew Casey as the longboard guy, because when I met Casey, I knew Casey as the street skate guy that longboarded.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
Yeah, they're all just longboarders to me.
I was like, you know, a street skate kid, and I was like, with all the longboarders, I was like always trying to find out who actually they skated Parkson Street and stuff, and so I could hang out with them. And I remember I found Casey, I was like, yes.
Yes. Yeah, Casey's the man.
Beautiful. Beautiful. You don't ride for Landyachtz anymore.
I don't.
You riding for, I hear, well, I saw you. We skated yesterday. You were on a Comet.
I am on a Comet now.
What's going on? What's going on with Comet?
Yeah, I just got over Landyachtz. I don't really have anything bad to say necessarily, but I just
Their
felt like
team is huge.
their team
I just
is
remember there being so many people.
the team is huge, and they can't focus or pay attention to everyone, especially when you're not the guy that's all social media'd out, right? I don't give a fuck about any of that, unfortunately. You know, whatever.
I mean, you came from the time where it was like you didn't have to do that. We just had to make sick videos.
Yeah, you didn't have to do
we
that.
could get pictures in magazines and shit in videos, and like that's all you had to do.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, this is gonna sound really like shots fired to a lot of people, but like real skateboard coverage, magazines, video parts, stuff like that. I could do that, but it was because I was around those people that were putting that shit out. John Huey lived with Max Dubler, like Alex Amin. Like when you live with the photographers and everything, it's easy to do that.
Yeah, you like couldn't be closer to the source if you wanted to be.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking sit on Instagram for 6 hours a day, like stressing about like, oh no, I'm almost at 500K followers. How do I bump these numbers up? Fuck that. I'm sorry, I'm so not into that. So, I just feel like Landyachtz kind of like maybe forgot about me a little bit, and there was like a lot of like team managers, like one quit and then we got a new one, and then that guy quit and we got a new one, and then that guy quit, we got a new one, and it was just like no one could do the job. Like no one could do it in the capacity that someone like Pat Shep could back in the day, or Billy was a pretty decent team manager. The best team manager we had was this guy, Dan. He was so sick, and he came from like, he was like a street skater, and I think he came from like the snowboarding world or something like that, but he was fucking awesome. Always reached out to me when Landyachtz was like coming through Sacramento, like all that stuff. And like, they did this thing, like I used to have like a, we all used to have like bios on the website, and then they're like, yeah, we're going to scrap the bios and we're going to like condense it down to like the, what do you call it? Not the legends, but like the, what do you call like,
Just more like rudimentary, like age.
One sentence.
Like one sentence stuff, or yeah.
No, it was just, they basically made like two parts to it, and it was like all the OGs, like the people that have like been with the company forever. And then they had like the new guys. They were kind of like more like the face of the company, right? But then they had like, they were supposed to have the section that was like, oh, but also like these are all the guys that are, still with it, whether they're in the spotlight or not. Like these are the other guys that like are a part of the team. And they didn't even put me on there. I was like, oh, okay, so.
But they're still sending you shit.
Yeah, I got some stuff. I was basically, God, I know. I'm not trying to like sound like shitty or anything like that, but basically it turned into just like a soulless, like I get free gear infinitely forever, but I don't think like the interaction between the companies just like went stale, It just didn't feel like worth anything in a sense, and that just like kind of sucks. If you're gonna be sponsored, like work with your company, right? And like vice versa, like keep in contact, like try somehow.
Yeah, you want to feel wanted too, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you want to feel wanted, and I just felt like it was a good time to move on to something else.
Another important thing too is like being able to skate with your friends, and like if your friends own a company, it's like way more enticing. Like I want to go on a trip with you guys.
Yep.
You're not on the team. Maybe I could be on the team.
Yeah. So I'd actually been talking to Aaron Breitwart for like probably since like 2019, 2020. Just like, hey, Comet's pretty cool, right? Comet's cool.
First board
I ever had, downhill board. And so I was feeling really down because there's a new team manager at Landyachtz. I'm not going to name him. I actually really like the guy. If you watch this, he's fucking sick. I'm just not going to name him. But it was like really hard to get in contact with the guy. And if he did get back in contact with you, it was like 3 weeks later. And then it would be like another 3 weeks. And then another, I was supposed to get a package in March. And I never got the package. Ever. And like reached out like 3 times, whatever. I'm not going to get into it. It was just like, okay, whatever. More reason to give Aaron Breitwart a call right now. And so I called Aaron, and it was like a 30-minute long phone call. And I was like, I'm in. And so I sent an email to Theobald, shout out, and Guff, and to the team manager, and just kind of was just like, eternal gratitude, like, thank you for everything. Like, absolutely thank you for everything, but I think it's just time for me to, like, move on to something else.
Yeah, man.
And the whole comment thing is really cool because Aaron doesn't care about social media, like, presence and, like, all that stuff. I'm just like, he gets it. Like, anyone that skates with me, anyone that knows me, like, back in Sacramento, they know that, like, I skate when I can, and I still, like, I'm extremely loyal to all the brands that I, like, represent and everything. So I'm always telling people about, like, you know, when I was with Landyachtz, I'd tell everyone, like, oh yeah, you want a board, you should get a dinghy, you should check this out, like, blah blah blah, like Calibur trucks, whatever. Extremely loyal. So I'm, like, out there on the streets, like, telling people about that stuff. I don't have to, like, sling the, like, soulless, like, okay, everyone, we have a new board, or, you know, a new t-shirt coming out, whatever, like, can everyone repost this thing from the Instagram page? Mm-hmm. And then you're on Instagram and, you know, like, the 20 Landyachtz riders, they're all posting the same story. You're like, cool, I saw it 20 times.
Yep.
You know, that kind of shit. That's what bugs me. I'm like, that's so...
Oh, I hear you.
So, yeah, Common is, like, way more down to earth to me. Resonates way more with, like, what I think about skateboarding.
Do you have a Comet Cruiser now?
I do. Dude, I bought a Comet Cruiser before I even quit Landyachtz. I've been skating that thing for, like, 2.5 years. Yeah.
That thing rips.
Yeah, I fucking love that board. It's my favorite board right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's your current setup? You were on the new Ethos yesterday?
So I'm
Is that what you're
on a prototype version of the new Ethos that Aaron gave me. I went to stay with him in San Francisco probably like 2 months ago now. And the, like, manufacturing warehouse was in the process of, like, moving to a new place, so he didn't really have boards to send me right away, but he's like had this one board in his garage, and he's like, it's like a skinnier it's like a 5-ply version of an Ethos, but it has, like, the composite layer, so it's like a flight deck, you know, like a Powell, like, flight deck kind of thing.
Shit.
But, like, of the Ethos. And maybe I think it's more that it's like a 7-ply rather than, like, a 9-ply, right? And it's got the composite layer, so it's a prototype version of an Ethos.
Okay. Are they going to be doing composites on their boards in the future?
I don't know, but
All right.
I have a prototype of it that I think they tried
Okay.
for a while ago. It was just, more than anything, it was something to, like, for me to have under my feet. It was like, here, you can have this. I painted it up and everything when I got home. Feels fucking sick. And then I have Calibur Precisions on it, the new ones.
What width we talking?
What are they?
Let's talk width.
Dude.
What is your rear degree base plate?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Dude,
Mr. Free Rider.
Mr. Freerider. I guess I
Mr.
fucked up.
Street Skater.
Norm called me out today. He's like, why do you have a 25-degree plate on the back of that thing? I was like, I don't know, dude. I'm old school. I skate 10-inch wide trucks when they're the same degree, whatever they are, 44s.
That 25 plate just feels so good.
Dude, I rocked it all day today. It was pretty cool. I have, like, the pink one, I think, is 50.
Okay.
And then the purple one is 25. They, like, color code all those new Calibur Precisions. I couldn't tell you the fucking width of them.
They
They're
look
skinny,
pretty sick. I mean, shit.
but they
They're
look
on them
sick.
too?
Yeah, they're
Like 143 millimeters or something like that. I don't know.
I think 130 to 135 or 135 to 140. Can't honestly remember. I don't know either. I don't pay attention to this stuff. I just ride it.
Yeah, exactly.
Ride the stuff, man.
Dude, I just ride the shit. I've never been. People start nerding out on longboard shit. I'm like,
Your eyes glaze over.
what? Just give me the symmetrical or the kicktail board with some 44-degree plates and some slidey wheels.
Now you're on
We're
precisions with low degree base plates.
good. Yeah, trying it out.
Fun.
Moving on up.
Trying
man.
it out. You know, I'm not gonna knock it entirely. I'm gonna try it and see how it feels. It feels cool. I don't know.
Dude,
I even
this
did
whole-
180s on it. I went backwards on it, and it felt fun. So.
You know what's crazy is there's a whole generation. There's like kids that have learned to skate. on like
Yeah.
tiny trucks and
I
tiny and like low degree base plates, which like coming from our air, like that just blows my mind. Like there's kids that have skate downhill and are good and have never set foot on 10-inch trucks.
Yeah, they're like, what? Dude, they look at that at their feet and just be like, this is huge. I'm like, that's what we had, dude. I have the board I skated forever from Landyachtz, I had to get custom made by Kiwi, Keith, who's like one of the first employees at Landyachtz ever. And he started as like a gripper. And then he moved on from that to a different department and so on and so forth. And he became like one of the higher up managers. And he, when Billy was making his board, I almost called it the Ethos. What's Billy's board called?
No idea.
Billy's board.
Dude, why am I drawing a blank?
The
right now?
Ostion.
Yeah.
The Ostion.
I never knew the name of it. I
Yeah,
just
it's
always
called-
noticed Billy's
Thank you.
promo.
It's called the Ostion. That fucking thing is like 11 inches wide or something. 10 inches wide. I have a 7.5 like shoe size. Like my feet are tiny. Standing on that thing, like my toes and my heels like don't go off the edge.
11
So-
wide is insane.
Yeah, and maybe it was 10 inches wide, but whatever. It was huge. And
Dude, yeah, my first pro model was 10.5.
yeah, no
We
thanks.
set it up the other day. I was like, wow, it's still cool, but
Yeah.
wow.
So, Kiwi made one for me specifically that was, I think it's like 925 in the front and tapers down to like 875 or something like that. It's
That's
skinnier.
right in the pocket.
Yeah, it's so good. My fucking toe and my heel actually hang off the edge, like on the back. It was so perfect.
Favorite Landyachtz board of all time.
My favorite Landyachtz board
Yeah.
of all time. One of the Locos for sure. Probably the Loco 35.
Nice.
Yeah, I had a lot of input on that board when it was being made. So
What did you think about the first Wolf Shark when it came out?
Loved it. I still have it on my wall.
Nice.
Yeah, fuck yeah, love the Wolf Shark.
Did you ever ride an Evo?
No, actually,
Never rode an Evo.
dude, I have never once skated an Evo down a hill ever.
That was my first downhill board.
Damn, I feel like.
Did
You
you?
gotta get on an Evo.
I know. I feel like
So
that's
good.
an awful thing. Like Landyachtz rider for 13 years, and you've never
Evo.
skated an Evo down a road. That's fucked up. I'll do it. That's if it's the last thing I do for Landyachtz, it's that.
Did you? I like when I transitioned over from like street skating to like getting into downhill. I never wore a helmet in the beginning. I like just had gloves. Did you go through a phase where like you only put on gloves, or you didn't put on gloves and a helmet? You just tried to bomb hills on a longboard?
No, never on a longboard, but I used to bomb. My first experience bombing hills was on Zip Zingers on Zub Bomb.
Oh yeah, the classic.
So-
The classic. It's like a mini cruiser from who's it from?
Crooked.
Crooked. That's right.
Yeah. So, yeah, just like throwback to Zub Bomb. Zub Bomb wasn't just a downhill thing. It was a street skater thing too. And it was hilarious because once I got into
Yeah,
downhill,
there's that the driveway gap spot, the where on the sidewalk where you can gap the driveway, or that one spot that's like
you just the curb to curb.
yeah
Yeah,
that's in
I volleyed
videos.
that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's like in Thrasher videos.
Yeah, I have a Calibur ad on that spot.
Yeah,
it's just
there's-
like a really fucked up long, like sidewalk gap where like the sidewalk just
Where there's
disappears.
a road and basically going through the sidewalk, and it's like a whole road width, like 10 feet or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a 8-foot gap or something. But like, I remember Dustin Damron shot that photo, and like, I was so scared to do it because like I have good ollies, right? But I was just like every time rolling up to it and just like stopping, because just like looking at that gap, you're like, dude, I'm gonna hit that curb on the other side so hard. And Dustin just looks at me and he's like, hey, they didn't fucking fly me out for this shit. Like, let's go. I got one day. Let's do it right now. And I was like, you know what, Dustin?
Pressure's
Fuck
on.
you. Looked at him and I flipped him off. I was like, right here. And I did it.
Fucking go.
All in good fun, good love. But, you know, it's like, that's what I needed. That's what I needed. Like, hey, they didn't fly me out here for nothing.
Flying photographers out to take photos. Mm-hmm. That don't happen no more.
No. We got
Landyachtz probably does that still.
I don't know. I was talking
Jacob
to...
Lambo, I feel like.
I don't think so. I mean, actually, you know,
I don't know.
I think they do. I don't see it because it's for like ads for like people that probably don't skate so they can sell them dinghies.
Yeah.
You know,
Dancer boards and stuff. Yep.
Let me ask you this.
can you do a pirouette?
The fuck is that?
It's a 360 on 1 foot on your board.
Oh, okay. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can, yeah, you got that on.
You know what?
got
You
that
know what a
on.
tiger claw is?
I
I
do.
was just about to say that, dude.
Doesn't
But you
count
got
if
a
you
mean
put-
tiger claw.
Dude, I gotta say, one thing that bugs me a lot, doesn't count if you put both feet on the ground. You're allowed 1 foot plant. 1 foot plant.
Yeah, that's true.
Any more,
You're no longer on your board at that
it's
point.
traveling.
Yeah, it's like basketball. You can't no more than 1 step. I agree. 2 steps is too many.
Yeah, 2 steps is too many. Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's fair.
I'm a street skater at heart, and I'm like, I'll be a hard ass with some things in the longboard world, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you if you wanted to create an all-star lineup of people to go out skating with.
Yes.
Can assemble a single car. Who you taking? Where you going?
Like 5 seats?
Yeah, we'll say 5.
Driver,
I guess
passenger.
4 plus you. I mean, we went 7.
It
in
could
a car
be a van.
yesterday.
We don't have to leave anyone out.
Yeah.
No, it's easier with a car. Byron.
Oh.
David. Bouvier.
I like this car already. This is going well.
Norm.
Sk8bus?
Oh, man.
You only have 1 left.
Fuck. Okay, let's do a van. No. The car.
Who's left?
James.
Yes, dude. Solid.
That's a fucking squad.
James, for sure. Yeah.
Oh my god, where are you going? What roads you going to? Or road?
Oh, I don't know. That's rough. That's
big one.
hard. That's a hard one.
You're going right now. What are you doing?
I want to say like something we would all know, but like I've never been in the same place with like all of those guys at the same time. I mean, I don't know. My brain just wants to say like
Zub Bomb.
Zub Bomb would be incredible. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we could all fucking jam down Zub Bomb. Like, yeah, fuck it, Zub Bomb.
Fuck yeah.
For Portland one day. Yeah. Yeah, the only other thing I'd say is like just like Tuna.
Oh,
Because it's a classic one for me personally. Like, I don't know. I love Tuna.
How many runs do you think you've done on Tuna?
Hundreds.
Guess a number.
Like 700 or 800.
Oh! Woo! Who was there?
That's a lot of tuna time, buddy.
Yeah. I remember we were talking. You said you took the bus once. The
Yeah.
bus from Skate House. I took it a bunch.
Yeah, I did Tuna a lot. I mean, think of it. Like every weekend for 4 years and like Saturday and Sunday. Six to... Like, I remember one day we did, like, 12 runs.
Yeah,
of
I was about to
Tuna.
say, what's your record most runs on Tuna?
I think 12 in a day. I think 12. But yeah, an
That's
average
absurd.
of, like, 6 to... I don't know. So I could be way overshooting it. But, like, again, someone could do the math. If I did an average of 6 runs... like 12 runs a weekend for 4 years... Consistently, how
And
many
then
runs
multiple
is that?
times in the weekday, we don't have to even count.
Yeah, and exactly, like, there were weekdays where we would go out there, right? I don't know.
Someone in the
700.
comments do some calculations for us because I'm already lost.
So
Whoa,
It's a big number.
record.
could be closer to 400 or 500, but I don't know. Many times.
over 200.
Well over 200 for sure. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, lapping that shit over and over again.
Did you ever skate it with the old pavement? No, right?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
No. Only a lucky few.
Yep.
Just like personal life stuff. You're quite the bowler.
I am a bowler.
Yeah. Yeah, check out the bowling tat. Got a pin on there.
Yeah, that's a pin. It's my first tattoo. I got it this year when I turned 30.
Badass.
Yeah, I'm a bowler. My dad got me into bowling when I was really young. I got my first ball when I was like 8. No, earlier. 7. 12-pound ball when I was 7 years old.
A little heavy for a 7-year-old. No.
But chucking that fucker down the lane. And then during COVID, well, I've bowled like a lot throughout my life with my dad. The Big Lebowski is my favorite movie. And during COVID, there was like a league that started, and it wasn't during like the hard closure. It was like kind of after like things slowly started to open up a little bit, and they did a league in Sacramento that I would do with some of my parents' friends, some older guys. They got like really into bowling, so I'd go out with them and we would go roll every Sunday morning at 7 a.m.
Oh, fuck.
Because every game was 25 cents if you were in the league, and it wasn't per head. It was just like per game. So we'd roll 6 or 7 games in the morning.
That's fucking...
Go get breakfast, and like Brett was like our fucking strongest like member. His average was like 201. It was fucked.
He's a roller.
Yeah, he was really good.
Chucking rocks over here.
Yeah, and then we did the league just for fun, like for shits and giggles. We never really like made it anywhere, but it was just the fun thing that we did. So
What's your highest score you ever got? Over 200?
my highest score?
Yeah.
Like 234, something like that. My average is kind of shit. It's not the worst, but it fluctuates between like 125, 140.
Wow.
Up and down.
The best game I ever did bowling, I did completely turned around between my legs. That's the highest scoring bowling game.
What'd you roll?
It was like 180 or something like that.
That's good. 180.
Between the legs?
Most people don't get more than 100.
No, yeah, my average like normally is like 100.
Yeah, most people don't get over 100, but 180 especially. Like if you're better than most people, you're probably hitting the pocket of like 120, 130. So still, 180 is great.
Man, I love bowling. If there's 2 alleys here, last time I went bowling, it was fucking expensive. Dude,
bowling's
I was like,
expensive.
It's gotten outrageous.
I don't know why it's so expensive. Really, it's like $25 a person for 1 hour or a game or whatever.
I blame global warming.
Yeah. It's all well, they're cutting down all those trees to make the pins, you know?
Yeah, dude, a lot of those pins are just
Billions
made out
of
of
pins.
fucking like composite plastics and shit now. So and the lanes aren't even real wood anymore. Like a lot of new lanes that they use, it's this fucking prefab fake shit. It's not even real. So
Cool. I just wanted to touch on some bowling shit, you know, while we're at it.
If you could go to any event, past, present, which one would it be? Anywhere in the world? What's your like? You've seen an event somewhere. You've been to an event somewhere that was like, wow, I want to do that.
one that I like,
Any
would
event
wanna
that you've
go
never
to.
been to, which one would you go to?
Fuck. I don't know. There's a lot of like races I would have really liked to go to. I'm not like a racer though. I was never like in the racing scene, but
What's the furthest you ever got in a race? Past the first round?
I almost won a race, and it was in Washington. It was like an outlaw race. It was a cool course too. Like actually like really legit race. Almost fucking had it, and in the finals I had like a 20-foot lead or whatever, and the gods were just like, nope, and I just like fell forward. Just tucking.
Yep.
Fell forward.
That's happened to me.
Like onto my gloves. I was on my board and like saved it, but I just like boom, fell forward. Don't know. Got 4th. Ouch.
You could have had a W under your belt.
Your career could have been different.
Yeah.
Yeah, could have become a racer.
Could have been a racer.
Yeah.
No, you just tag that up on the Landyachtz bio. World champion, no, state champion of Washington.
Washington State champ.
Yeah. No, events though, like I don't really know. Something.
Who's the craziest? I wanted to do who, like, let's look in your Instagram and see who's the most OG person that follows you. Like who's the most like still like somebody like we don't know, like like Micho Airbon or some crazy shit.
Oh, like that.
Yeah, something like that. Someone like the most OG person that probably follows
I mean,
you.
Stryker follows me.
Yeah, Stryker follows you. Couldn't figure out who you were.
I know.
That's the crazy. And I sent him your Instagram, and he was like, "Did I go to Africa with him?" I was like,
We did
Stryker,
not go to Africa
bro,
together, but
you know who I'm talking about. Like,
he knows me.
Oh, of course I know he knows you. I've hung out with both of you together. Like, and he could not. I sent him the Instagram, and he was still just like, because it says Office Dave, but I said
Got rid of the
I
Fingerbang.
said Fingerbang, and the thing
he
I said
knows.
Fingerbang, Landyachtz, Billy Miners. Like I was trying to like spark his brain. He was like, no.
Word association.
Oh.
So funny. Right. Yeah, you should write Stryker a message and be like, dude, can't believe you don't remember me.
I will. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I still have the event on my mind. I don't know
Yeah.
what I would go to.
Okay, best event you went to in the time.
Best of Ditch Slap.
Ditch Slap.
100%.
Shout out Ditch Slap.
Yeah, that's like, dude, the hybrid street skater downhiller. That's your fucking event. I've been out.
Remember that year where they did the fucking? They had like a car that we had to jump
Yeah,
in the ramp.
I remember
they had
that.
they had tractor trailers that we went off of, and then
like
we had
the truck bed.
Yeah, the truck bed. And they
That
had
was the year Tony Alva was there.
Yeah. Ooh,
He
we
was
all
a
met
judge.
Tony Alva.
Yeah, actually, I've met Tony Alva twice. One time was at Ditch Slap, and then the second time was at Harlow's because he played a show there.
Does he follow you on Instagram?
No, he doesn't.
He liked my Instagram one time.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's pretty sick.
I always have that screenshot.
Oh no, I won the bowl contest. He like gave me first place. That's right. He like
Remember
was
that.
the judge of the bowl contest. Yeah, he doesn't
This
know who I
fucking
was.
guy.
But no, we had a
Legend.
we had no, we had the year they fucking brought out like they had a downhill like I don't even know what to call it, like downhill obstacle course, and one of the obstacles was like a car that worked, and like we destroyed the car, like we just rolled over, like
Oh, like
jumped
the
on
car
it.
still ran and stuff?
Yeah, and there's like ramps up on each end, and we run over the car, over the windows, and back down in the middle of a race. And like, there was like, oh, they did like the judge where like you had to do like best run.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, that was a crazy year. Yeah.
Shout out Joe Lim, Time Shit Racing.
Dude, fuck yeah. That was the best.
Yeah, sick. Well,
I've been to Albuquerque like 12 times.
That's.
you should go to Albuquerque. We should all go from Asheville.
Let's go.
Like, we need to make an Asheville ditch slap trip next year.
What else? What else is going on in Albuquerque?
Ditches.
All I know is like
Ditches.
Breaking Bad.
Meth.
Breaking and that shit's over. That shit's done.
No.
You can go to Walter White's house.
Can you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I've been like a couple times.
I'll have to check that out.
Albuquerque's a rough city.
Yeah, it's gross.
They have a dark underbelly, for sure. There's a lot of stuff going on. I don't want to talk about.
It's
Can't wait.
rough.
Can't wait to go.
But yeah,
it's
they
badass.
got Sandia's Crest and they
Sandia.
got ditches. That's all that matters.
They got one badass downhill road and insane badass ditches.
Yeah.
The thing I'd never skate ditches.
You're fine, dude. There's lugers that go to ditch lap.
Oh, I'm good.
They're pretty amazing.
Will, you got anything notable?
I'm out. Dude.
You're out.
I'm out of questions. We asked a bunch. How many hours have we been going for?
Oh, we've been plugging along pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I guess we can kind of put a bow on this. I wanted to ask if you have any like future skate plans or kind of any life events going on in the future that you're stoked on.
Future skate plans. Just travel when I can.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto
I was
Rico.
gonna say, we gotta
Again.
do Puerto Rico again.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If we do Puerto Rico in February again, I'm totally doing that. Yeah. I don't know. I work I'm very deeply integrated in this whole music industry, in live entertainment industry. That skateboarding is like it's kind of on the backbone. Not that I don't do it anymore, obviously, but
How many days a week you still skate?
one.
1 day a week.
Tuesdays, and that's if I don't work nights. So Actually, if this counts, I skate to work every day. And back, so there is that. I ride my skateboard every day of my life, but if I like
that's technically skating.
but
Down
like
for life.
Yeah,
skating,
he's down.
right?
He's down.
Get my wheels off the ground, whatever. Like Tuesdays is usually the day I do that. We go skate. I skate with all the old washed up dudes that used to be pro and shit back in Sac, and we skate slappy curbs on Tuesdays.
Cool, man.
So that's it. But yeah, future plans, just working in music or manage a venue and run a venue. I feel like I'm just going to run with that line of work for foreseeable future.
All right, you skated GRC, Town Mountain, and Elk on this trip so far. I'm probably going to take you to 151 tomorrow, but
I don't know what that is, but
not
sure.
yet. Out of those three, which one was your favorite one?
Elk.
Elk for life.
That's my dog.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Elk, baby.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you got any like thank yous or shout outs you want to say
I got
to
thank
anyone?
yous. I made a note.
Let's hear it.
I don't know too many
This
people.
guy came prepared.
Nice.
Fucking half these people I already shouted out. JP Rowan, the one that got me in all this shit.
Do you have some
JP.
special thing on your phone? Like, I cannot see it.
Yeah, you can't see my privacy screen.
Yeah, he's got the privacy
Oh
screen
my
on.
God.
Dude, I'm on a plane every weekend, dog. I'm like, don't look at my
okay.
shit.
Wow.
JP, Casey Morrow, Billy Miners, John Huey, Chip Wood, Patrick
Chip.
Shepard. Yeah,
Dude, I
Chip.
almost went to ride the gym and saw Chip.
Aw. Yeah, Ross Druckery, Ethan Cochard, Will, you're on my list.
Fuck yeah.
Aaron Breitwar, Max Dubler, Zach Madem, Theobald at Landyachtz, Keith, who made that board for me, that custom Landyacht shape, Guff, who's the filmer for Landyachtz. Everything Landyachtz you've probably ever seen that's like on video was probably Guff or Dan, our old team manager. Alex Amin and Chella, just the whole head injury thing and everything. They waited with me at the hospital for that entire thing, so they're real ones for that. Alberto,
Nice.
Joel M, ditch lap, best event ever. The OG Portland crew, and I mean like OG, like Nick Califato, 80 and O'Lean,
80.
like the dogs that no one knows about, and these guys they fucking rip so hard. They never got sponsored or anything, but they rip so hard, and they were probably longboarding before most of us, guaranteed. Like they were doing that shit before like wearing a helmet and gloves was even like a thing that longboarders were like, oh, we must do this. Like they were fucking longboarding way before then. And then as far as like music industry stuff too, just because that's what's carrying my life right now, like Daniel Romandia and Jim Cornette at Harlow's, Eli and Megan, my neighbors and coworkers.
Do you still live in that crazy building?
I do. The
That
artist
one,
loft.
The artist loft?
Mhm.
Damn, that place is sick.
Yeah.
Crazy rooftop.
Yeah.
Super cheap rent.
Mm-hmm.
120-year-old building.
Yeah.
120 degrees, I hear too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got for now. If I've forgotten anyone and they're like sitting at home like, what the fuck, dude? I'm sorry. But,
Shit, man.
you know, I know a lot of people.
No, you came prepared too. Well,
Marcus and Jenna with Emo Night Tour, because they were the ones that let me stay an extra couple days in Asheville to do this. So,
dude, I can't wait for the next one. I can't wait for the fucking next emo night.
did you want to ask me about that tech deck?
Oh, dude, thank
that
you.
just like sparked my memory
yeah,
for some
dude.
reason.
Yeah, you have a tech deck longboard.
Yeah.
Or wait, like,
You have one. I have one.
It's because John Huey took all the photos.
And it was John
sold.
Huey.
He sold them to Tech Deck. Nobody made any money.
Yeah. No, you know what's okay. This is awesome. This is
yeah,
fucked up.
let's get into the nitty gritty here.
I was a minor when that happened. I was 17.
Oh.
And I had to technically, like, legally sign a model release form because it was what's that company called? They make fucking like Barbies and Bratz and shit. Like
Mattel or
It starts
something,
with
or-
B. No, it's like
no. maybe they didn't make Barbie, but they made Bratz, and they're a huge toy company. And I remember
Barhami or something?
something like that. Whatever. Technically, I feel like if I really, 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 really wanted to, I could. It's probably way too late now, but I was like, I could sue them.
Statute of
because
limitations.
they just like used my image without me signing off on it ever. But it was like one of those things. I didn't care. I
John
was like,
Huey went
dude.
on to get you the cover of Skate Slate.
Yeah,
You
I
can't-
know.
you can't
That's
do
cool.
it.
No, and John was very open about like, I can't pay you, but I was like, basically a kid. I grew up playing with fucking tech decks. I'm like, dude, yeah, I'll be on a tech deck box. Fuck yeah.
Didn't they fuck up the brands though? Didn't they
They
put
did.
Santa Cruz on there?
They
I saw?
did. So yeah, my box was a Santa Cruz box, and they even edited the Landyachtz logo off my hoodie.
Is that how? Was there ever a Landyachtz one?
There were, yeah.
They had
Dylan
the Evo,
Stevens.
didn't they?
Yeah, no, they had an R5. Remember that thing with the weird? You had to put the truck on backwards. on the
No, I
back of the
don't
board?
remember.
Oh,
that.
like it's like 0 degree.
Yeah,
Like,
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan Stevens had a box, and it was like maybe it was like a battle axe or something. There were like 4 Landyachtz like tech deck boards that they used in like 2 sectors, and then what they do a Bustin?
They did IBOC and they did like some other board.
Yeah,
I remember the IBOC.
Yeah, I was
You
on
got
that
the
one.
dreads.
I was on both. I was on 2 of
yeah.
them.
You were in leathers. You had your Rasta helmet,
Yeah.
and yeah, I remember that. You were on 2 of
Classic.
them.
Yeah, I was on
Do you
2
have
of
any of them?
them. I know I have family members that have them,
That have
but no,
them.
I don't
Okay.
personally have
They
any.
they sent John Huey a big
Did
old
you ever
box.
go in Target or somewhere and like grab one off the shelf?
I saw them. I should have bought them back. In hindsight, when I saw them, I should have bought them because I could have had like a James, and like James had one, Louis had one, you had one, Dylan Stevens, me, and like there was someone that like wasn't even like in the scene that like had one. A handful of us had one. Mine, I feel like was like the rarest one. I never saw it personally in the store, and a friend of mine in the downhill scene in Portland worked at Fred Meyer's, and he saw it, and he was like, "I'm gonna buy it and give it to you." So that's how I have mine.
Oh,
And
fuck
I only
yeah.
have one of them.
I wish I had mine. I don't have mine. People tag me occasionally, but
Yeah. I've been trying to find them on like eBay and like all this stuff. There's like all these really shady websites that are like from like Indonesia and shit that like have them for sale. I'm like, do I just like?
Just like backstock or something, or what?
I don't
somebody has
know.
them somewhere. I'm sure they.
But if anyone ever finds that shit, I want like 3 or 4 more of them because I want to give one to my mom, and my dad, and that's
Yeah, it was.
who the
like-
fuck has a tech deck box?
How am I sitting with 2 people that have tech
your
decks?
2 Tech Deck Pro models right here.
Unless you're a pro street guy like longboarders,
Dude.
you don't get tech decks.
I went into Target like years after that. I don't know, like a couple years after that. I remember like just like walking by the aisle and seeing all them, and then seeing mine and be like, that just blew my mind because like I didn't know they were in stores or anything at the time. I just thought it was like a gimmick or whatever. Like we made these.
Yeah.
And you didn't get any money?
No.
John Hugh got paid for the photos.
Yeah, he got paid for the photos, but I do remember he like emailed us like it was like transparent about like I don't know if I can pay you guys, but this opportunity is pretty cool. Like if you want to be a part of this, let me know.
I didn't get that. I just saw them.
Maybe
one
he
day.
just sent it to me.
Yeah, no, they just appeared one day.
Okay.
No warning, just like you're on
No.
a tech deck. I was like, what?
Maybe you're entitled to compensation. You don't know it.
No.
There's just an account sitting somewhere
Maybe.
for Will.
No,
Yeah.
dude.
Got
You know what
Tech
happened?
deck money.
Tech deck money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, I blew through an account. I had a Google AdSense account like back in the day, like when YouTube first came out with like paying creators. Like I had a YouTube. I remember having this conversation with Brett Novak, who's like a fucking filmer guy, and he like didn't believe me. And I was like, I had like an account with like a couple $1,000s in there I'd racked up from like I had like I don't know, like 1 million YouTube views or something on like random videos from way back in the day. And like I never had an address, and they always wanted an address. I kept trying to get the money out of it, and they were like, "All right, send us an address." I'd send them the address, and then I'd like move from there, and I couldn't keep that correspondent.
no.
And they gave you 3 chances to give them an address, and I blew all 3 chances. And so there's a Google AdSense account with my name on it with like a couple $1,000s in there.
All right, y'all both got
Will.
some homework to do. You got to get the Google AdSense money. You
Yeah.
gotta maybe
my
lawyer up.
unsigned
Get
model
your
release form.
unsigned model release tech deck debacle. Wow, beautiful.
Awesome.
That's fucking beautiful.
All right.
All right. Well, thank y'all for listening. It's been a fucking journey. David, thanks for
Dan.
being on.
Yeah, thank
It
you.
was super fun. Will,
Yes.
appreciate you being here.
We survived.
This was dude, this is a fucking good one.
Will's a real one. He's probably the only guy still doing this shit out of everyone.
No, there's Liam.
Liam. Okay.
Every time
Yeah.
somebody says that, I'm like, dude, Liam.
You're
Like,
so
he's-
right.
he's-
You and Liam. That's it, though.
He's in it. He's like the only person. I had to talk to Liam. I wonder which one of us started longboarding first.
Liam.
Probably Liam.
Liam.
I've probably skated before Liam.
Yeah. Liam's... Stu, who... not Stu. Fuck. I'm forgetting his name. He was in Puerto Rico this year. Landyachtz guy. Canadian. He's like family with him. Related to Liam
Hugh.
somehow. Hugh. Stu. Hugh. Okay. Yeah, Hugh. Like, Liam...
I can't believe he was there in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I know. That's so random.
nuts.
But yeah. I think Liam started first.
I think, yeah. But I was skateboarding for 10 years before I was longboarding.
Yeah.
So we had to match. Maybe Liam started skateboarding before me. I don't fucking know if he's old enough for that. He might have been, like, not born before I started skating. Like, that's actually a possibility.
We'll have to run some numbers on here.
Yeah.
But all right, y'all. Signing off. Over and out. 35 all grip.
Go skate.
Go skate.
We did it.
Let's fucking go.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Oh my god.
Got him.
Sweating now after that one.
Oh shit.
That was good. All right, I gotta pee. I hope I offend some people.
I hope you do too.
Yeah.